Welcome to Russia.
That's how cold it is, look.
The largest country on Earth, and home to nearly 150 million people.
Growing up as a kid in the 80s in London, Russia was painted as this weird, big baddie.
Now with Vladimir Putin well into his third term as president, it's starting to feel like that again.
Pro-Russian rebels in eastern Ukraine.
Vladimir Putin has ignored the dark warnings from the West.
There's going to have to be a very different relationship between Britain and Russia.
The West has imposed tough sanctions against Russia.
Russia is responsible for the violence.
And relations are the frostiest since the Cold War. But this hasn't stopped an army of young Siberian models invading the West. And while the catwalk and magazine demand for these girls grow, I'm here where it all starts, at the castings.
My name is Lisa. I'm 13 years old. I'm from Siberia.
The dream starts young.
Some of these girls are as young as 13.
Very young. With thousands of Russian children starting model training almost as soon as they can walk.
Раз, два, три. Fashion.
But there's a darker side to the dream.
В России многие думают, что девочка-модель то же самое практически, что и проститутка.
If I were a parent, I don't know what I would do.
Я боюсь.
Это же ребенок.
The right and the wrong is just so blurred.
So I'm going to find out just what it takes to make it in the West and leave Siberia behind. At over 9,000 kilometers long and crossing 8 time zones, the Trans-Siberian Railway is the longest in the world. And the coldest. Temperatures here can drop as low as -60.
That's how cold it is, look. You feel that?
Siberia is so huge that if it were a country, it would be the biggest in the world. 50 times the size of the UK, but with around half of the population, most Siberians live along this rail route. So this is the train that model scouts from all over the world must take in search of fresh, new Siberian faces.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Reggie, what's your name?
Taco.
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 Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So where exactly are you from?
Tokyo.
Tokyo?
Yeah.
And how many girls are you expected to find in the time that you're here?
Well, as much as possible. I mean, it's like if you cannot find it, you cannot find it. If you find 10, you find 10. It's just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is it you're specifically looking for?
Actually, what we're looking for is somebody who has a strong face, and they're still young, like 14 years old, 13 years old girls. Yeah. They're still growing.
So I haven't introduced myself to you either. Sorry, I'm Reggie.
Hi, I'm Kate. Nice to meet you.
Hello, Kate. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. So why here? I mean, this is so far away from home for you.
Girls?
No. What specifically? What type of girls?
It's short age, like only teenagers maybe. Over one age, people think you are getting old and no chance anymore. But
so you're looking for someone who feels and looks younger?
yeah, our client love it. Our client like young girls.
In Britain, children aren't allowed on the catwalk until they're 16. And although girls younger than that do model for magazines, the Asian market specifically looks for the youngest faces. The first stop on the model tour is the industrial mining city of Krasnoyarsk, 3,000 miles from Moscow and a world away from the UK. In Soviet times, Siberia was where political prisoners were sent to die. A few decades later, and it's not how I imagined it.
As a kid growing up in North London, when you think of somewhere like Siberia, you just imagine this huge, vast, sort of massive land with mountains and snow and nothingness. But the bit that I'm in right now, it could very easily be somewhere in the UK. You know, there's literally tower blocks everywhere. We very easily could be in Peckham.
And this is where the glamorous life of a Siberian supermodel begins. at a casting organised by local agencies for the visiting talent scouts. And coming to a casting like this really can pay off. Natalia Vodyanova was discovered selling fruit by the side of the road in Russia. Now she's a millionaire supermodel. But this is the first step, standing next to naked in front of strangers.
I don't remember the last time I felt this awkward. I think it might have been the time when I stayed at my mum's and I found my little sister, who I'm convinced is still 9 years old, even though she keeps telling me she's 19. When I found her bra, it was the weirdest feeling I think I've ever had. And that is now being sort of gazumped by what I'm feeling right now, because just over my right shoulder, there's a whole heap of kids, and they're in pants and bras.
But then I see something that really takes me aback.
Whoa. Whoa. They're all so young. I didn't expect there to be this many people, and I didn't expect them to be this young. It looks like everyone here is about the age of, I don't know, maybe 15, 16 tops.
Then the director of Noah Models arrives. Tigran Kahatrian has been running casting sessions like this for 20 years.
As if these girls weren't standing up straight enough already, there's suddenly been a bit of an atmosphere change in here, because there's a guy that everybody is shaking hands with. Hello. Hello, Reggie.
I'm Tigran. Nice
to meet you, Tigran. Could you explain your role today?
Well, the role is to select girls primarily for ourselves, to send all across the world for them to work. There are many young girls here.
And what sort of numbers are you expecting today?
I expect to find about 10 to 15 girls here.
Out of how many turning up? How many are you expecting to arrive?
Probably 100. A lot of them have great potential.
Yeah.
The critical part is the character. Most Russian girls, okay, they're like Ferraris without engines. But when we start working with them, we put those engines, try to make that an awesome car. So
I'm going to start calling you the mechanic for the rest of the day.
We're the mechanics for these girls.
Tigran's right-hand woman, Anna Yuzakova, is running today's event. She personally manages over 100 girls, working all over the world.
Bless them, on their cards, they've got their name and their age.
I'm 13 years old. My height is 176. I'm from Siberia. I like modeling, traveling, and swimming.
Some of these girls are as young as 13.
If any of the scouts like a girl, a code letter is added to their card. Some of them may have worked before, and some will be newbies. And in the Asian market, they can start as young as 12.
Asia is like the kindergarten. Then
that's the first market that you'd send them to?
Usually that's where they start, yeah.
Okay.
Then they go to Europe. Europe you can consider as the high school.
Yeah.
Then they go to the US, and that's the university.
Right. So what are you looking for? What can you tell already?
The photogenic qualities, certain geometry of the face, and the proportions of the body. If you take the distance between the eyes, you take the distance between the nose and the eyes.
Right. You've got this down to a science.
Yeah, it is a science.
It feels like a really strange thing to say, but these young women are trying to get a job, you know, and in any other environment they'll be holding up their CV, whereas here, their CV is their body. It's the way they look, it's the way they walk, it's how they smile, how confident they are. And when you see the people who are the right way, quote unquote, you can really tell the difference. Are you mum? Hello. Pleasure to meet you. How you doing? I'm Reggie. What's your name?
Инна.
Yeah, hello, Yuna. Lovely to meet you. She's got every single agency on there.
Да, я очень рада.
So did you ever come to something like this? Did you ever try it?
В своем детстве я мечтала быть моделью. Ну, именно когда я росла, я могла только мечтать и смотреть на фотографии. Синди Кроуфорд, например. Вот. Но у нас не было возможности.
Do you think that you would have coped as well being that young and wearing so little in public?
Подготовила ее к тому, что девушка уже, в принципе, может показать свою красоту, и что это часть работы.
Hello, my name is Sana. I'm from Siberian.
Quite a lot of the girls were getting letters, and this marks them out for the next step.
Hello. All right, so what have we got on this piece of the paper? There's 2 letters on here. What does that mean?
K означает, что нужно снять снэпы для нашего агентства, а N означает, что меня выбрали много моделов.
Нам нужно еще снять снэпы, и, соответственно, потом нас уже выберут по снэпу.
I see that you've put your jumper back on now. Is it a bit weird being in a bra and underwear for so long?
Да, достаточно неуютно, но сейчас пока нет внимания ни камер, ничего, то есть...
If I was in my underwear, stood up there, I'd be crying.
Мы держимся, мы не плачем.
So, have you officially made it, or is this sort of a step towards finding out?
Это еще этап, да, то есть еще предстоит путь мне пройти, нелегкий, вот.
The journey from Siberia to supermodel is a long one, and Tigran likes to start them young.
14 тебе когда же?
Декабрь. 26 декабря.
Ну-ка, улыбнись, посмотри. Надо зубы справить. Мостик надо делать, да? I feel great when I help these young girls. Because over here, they don't have big opportunities.
So is that why you got into this then, to help young women?
Yes. Yes, I do. I want to really help these young women, and it gives me great joy spiritually when somebody becomes very successful. I take great pride in it, so we'll see.
Okay. All right. I'm sure I'll catch up with you again in a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Something tells me, though, it's not just about spiritual reward. This is business. Each teenage model that Tigran signs could make him thousands in commission. But was he right about the lack of opportunity? Anya's been trying to be a model for 3 years.
Спасибо.
I'm going back to her village to see what life is like for her there. Now this is what I imagined Siberia would be like. It's only an hour outside of Krasnoyarsk, but it feels a million miles away. Anya's lived all of her life in a village in the middle of a forest called Ovsyanka.
Anya, this couldn't be any more different to where I grew up. I mean, what's it like living here?
Это очень сложно, но этим самым ты закаляешь свой характер, ты подстраиваешься под этот ритм.
Being a guy who grew up in a big city like London, there are opportunities literally everywhere I look. I mean, what sort of opportunities do you have growing up here?
Конечно, за границей возможностей гораздо больше. То есть это и найти хорошую работу, и получить отличное образование. Я бы, например, хотела продвинуться в искусстве. То есть, здесь мне представилась такая возможность побыть моделью. И, конечно, мечтаю все-таки уехать.
The Russian education system is good. More than half of Russian girls go to university. But in a country where even doctors make just over £400 a month, I can see the temptation to work abroad.
Hello, how are you doing?
Здравствуйте. Татьяна, очень приятно.
Nice to meet you.
Anya lives in a one-bedroom flat with her mum, Tatiana. Her father died when she was 4, so Anya's mum brought her and her brother up on her own.
And is that one of your paintings? That's beautiful. Oh, wow, so this is your art as well. Look at this.
That's me.
Very nice.
Anya dreams of being an artist. But finding a way of making money out of that feels like a pipe dream.
How realistic is it to have a career as an artist here?
В Сибири, вот где я живу, больше есть шанс добиться результатов в модельном бизнесе, чем в искусстве. Поэтому я пошла в модельную школу, так что все связано с модельным бизнесом.
You know, being totally honest with you, it seems as though this is where your heart is, and modeling is definitely where the money is and where a career is.
Но все-таки нужно думать о реальной жизни, да, то есть ты не сможешь всю жизнь рисовать и на этом заработать миллионы. Если есть такая возможность заработать, почему бы и нет? Я бы не сказала, что это легкая нажива. Для того, чтобы заработать эти деньги, нужно очень-очень сильно работать и стараться над этим.
How soon will it be before you get that big break, do you think?
Надеюсь, очень скоро. У каждого есть шанс.
Anya has to rush off to rehearsals for Siberia's Next Top Model, a reality show shooting in Krasnoyarsk.
I want to see you soon, Anya. Good luck, okay?
Which leaves time for a chat with her mum.
Yes, please.
And my first taste of Siberian hospitality.
Spasibo. I was just looking at this while you were in the kitchen making the tea, and I can't believe that it's the same girl, because she looks like just a normal teenager here with you and your son. And then here, she just looks like a completely different person in these model shots.
Ну, когда она была маленькая, ее пригласили, заметили на конкурсе, «Школьная краса» был конкурс, благословила и, в общем-то, потому что вот на конкурс красоты я ее отправила ради того, чтобы ее научили красиво ходить. У нее очень некрасивая походка в детстве была, а это обернулось, видите, чем?
Wow, I want to have one of these. Do you think then that your daughter will actually make it? Can Anya become a professional model?
И, конечно, верю. Вы знаете, ну, я обязана верить в нее. И в советские условия мне было сложно, потому что другой раз зарплаты не платили. И сейчас сложно.
Okay, so if Anya actually makes it as a model and is successful, will she have to send money home? Will she have to look after her family?
Ну, буду надеяться, что и дочку вырастила так, что она будет мне помогать.
So is the modeling career currently bringing any money into the house?
Да вы что? Какой доход? Нет, это все пока только расходы сплошные.
Wow, that must be tough. Now, when I got here, Anya was really, really welcoming and showed me her room and showed me all of her pictures on her wall. But one thing she didn't show me was where you sleep. So where's your room and where do you lay your head in the flat?
Здесь. Раскладываю. Он же раскладывается. Застилаю.
Wow, so you sleep here?
Да. В бытовых условиях это сложно.
When you see just how humble home is, you can understand why Anya is so focused. It sort of stirred up a lot of stuff in me, because I remember growing up in not the nicest council estate in the world, with not very much. And I also grew up with a mum who made the best of what she had. And when you've got someone like that looking after you, all you want to do is look after them.
I'm back on the Trans-Siberian Express, on the next leg of the model tour. And it's another 800 kilometers to Siberia's capital, Novosibirsk.
Not a lot of room. So I guess this is home for the next 12 hours.
Anna, the scout from Noah Models, is in the next carriage. She's been running these Siberian model tours for 6 years.
Hello, Anna.
Hello.
Hey. So what is it about Siberian girls that draws people from everywhere
What is really special about Siberians is their roots. So a lot of people were present during Soviet times. So from Ukraine, from Baltic republics, also a lot of people are coming from Asian part to Siberia. It's a mixture of ethnic roots, so the faces are really interesting. And also Siberian girls have better skin and hair conditions, because I think you noticed that there were a lot of girls with hair up to the waist, so it's really unique.
I had absolutely no idea until today that girls under the age of 16 were going around the world on their own for modelling trips. How do you look after them when they leave here?
It's not only me who look after them, we are making the big team all together. So it's the local agency in Krasnoyarsk or in Novosibirsk where we're going, and also the agencies we are working with.
How does it get split, whatever's earned?
Tickets, then transportation, accommodation, allowances, all advanced by the agency. If the girl doesn't cover this expense by her jobs, she doesn't have to return the money.
So a successful girl, a girl who does well in maybe the Asian market or European market, how much is she likely to earn in a year, just round
So
about?
if we don't talk about like top model like Kate Moss or Claudia Schiffer, if we are talking about just normal models,
successful working
models,
it
can be like 20,000 per month.
US dollars,
30,
pounds?
30, yeah, like that.
US dollars?
Yeah, USD.
20 grand net a month for a 15-year-old girl from Siberia. That's a hell of a... That's for a 15-year-old girl from London, that's a hell of a lot.
But we say about highest rate, I mean. So it can be, sometimes the girl come back home with zero because their expenses were more than their earnings. So next trip could be more successful.
Yeah. All right, well, I'll let you get on. Good talking to you, and I'll see you in the morning.
Sure.
Okay.
And I hope you will enjoy my home city.
Your home city, yes. I'm looking forward to it.
It's still 10 long hours till Novosibirsk, but at least I'm in business class. It's been a very long first day in Siberia, and a bit of a culture shock.
To begin with, I just felt really, for want of a better word, and not to sound like a complete sap, I felt quite sad at the beginning of the day because I just saw so many kids stood there in their underwear, desperately clutching at a chance for a better life, desperately clutching at a chance to do something, to make it. But you know, the more the day went on, the more I understood that these teenagers aren't being forced to do anything. They've put themselves there because that's where they want to be, and they see it as an opportunity to do something else. It's a really strange day.
Novosibirsk is thousands of miles from the catwalks of London, Paris, and New York. But in this city alone, there are 24 different model agencies and schools. So I want to see what they're actually teaching them.
Hello.
Hello, hey. How you doing? I'm Reggie, nice to meet you.
My name is Olga.
Hello, Olga.
Я директор детской школы моделей Global Racial Models.
Раз, два, три. Переходим.
Girls start these classes as young as 4.
Хорошо. Вот так вот. Стой, смотри. Тогда поворот сюда.
Learning to walk, pose, apply makeup, and diet. Today there's a fashion shoot for their portfolios. It's like behind the scenes at the Paris catwalks, but with young kids instead.
Вот данная группа детей у нас от 6 и до 12 лет, от 6 до 12.
She's a little pro, look, she's hitting the poses straight away. Excuse me, hello. Hi, is this your daughter?
Yes.
Ah, nice to meet you. Hello, Mum. Mum and Dad, right? Hello, lovely to meet you. Lovely to meet you. How old is she?
6 old.
6 years old. Wow, so she's really young.
Just a generation ago, during Soviet times, there was virtually no modeling industry in Russia.
How do you look at models here in Russia? Because there are so many girls that want to do it.
Я отвечу за него, то что отношение к моделям как к девушкам легкого поведения на самом деле. Это казалось, что более доступные женщины, естественно, любой папа не хочет, чтобы его дочь была доступная для всех. Но я постаралась ему объяснить и привела, как раз оставила его на занятиях, чтобы он посмотрел, что там идет нагрузка хореографическая, то есть это растяжка, полностью поддержка физической формы. И дело по отношению к легкому поведению здесь никакого вообще абсолютно нету.
Why do you think that there are so many negative connotations when it comes to modeling?
Ну, наверное, у нас еще там в Советском Союзе это пропагандировалось именно телевидением, властями, то есть то, что это сравнивалось на уровне с проституцией.
Hello, what's your name? Zlata. How old are you, Zlata? You're 12. Wow, she's amazing at modeling, and this is what models are supposed to do. They're supposed to make love to the camera. But she's a child, and she's delivering quite mature and slightly sexual poses. And that's the right thing to do in this context, but for it to be a child delivering that, that's where I struggle.
The final girl of the day, Sophia, comes in. And she's got her eyes firmly on the prize.
So how old is your daughter?
Ей 10 лет.
Right, she seems very practiced, like she knows all of her poses and her angles already. I mean, did you used to model? You could have done if not.
Спасибо.
You did?
Да, я уже много лет являюсь моделью этого агентства.
So how successful were you? Were you able to get to the top tier?
Я периодически появляюсь на баннерах, на рекламе. Но в России моделинг, он как бы не сильно хорошо оплачивается на самом деле. И как-то жить и прожить на это невозможно. В 7 лет она мне на Новый год попросила красный Феррари.
It's amazing how quickly these kids have bought into the dream of riches and stardom. After all, only one generation ago, Russia was a communist country.
How's it going, man?
How are you?
Tigran, the model agency boss, has seen huge change over the last 20 years.
During the Soviet Union, you know, once you got your education, everything was planned. You get your degree, then you do this job, you get this standard salary. So hardly anybody challenged that. It was a very stable, boring lifestyle.
Right.
But these younger girls, they don't want that.
What sort of young women are being produced by having these opportunities and by being alive and being young in this time?
They're far more creative. They want to be someone in life, unlike their mothers. You know what it takes? I mean, what happens when you send a 14-year-old girl from a poor or average family to Japan, let's say, and she comes home with $20,000 that she earned in 2 months. Now that's amazing. Their mothers didn't have that chance.
Yeah.
They do.
With so much money on offer and the girls being so young, I can't help but wonder if people ever take advantage of them.
You know, there are agencies all over, but most are not really doing jobs to send girls to the West, where they work professionally as models.
So these other agencies then, are they essentially setting these girls up to be escorts?
No. What they do is they find wealthy boyfriends for these girls. And that's a far more profitable business, unfortunately. And many of the parents knowingly give their girls to them.
Why would any parent do that?
Because it's in the Russian culture. It's in the Russian dream to have to get married, to have a wealthy boyfriend, to have a beautiful apartment, to have a beautiful car. And so that's what happens.
That's mind-blowing to me that a parent would want their daughter to live that sort of half-life. That doesn't make
That's the reality of it. That's the reality of it.
Tigran's holding the second model casting tomorrow, and I'm starting to see how this could be a life-changing event for the girls who show up. Elite Stars is one of the top agencies in town, and there's just time for one last practice before they meet the international scouts.
Раз, два, три. Каш.
Former model Irina has to teach her students everything she's learned.
Маша, поправь волосы, тебя затронись. И шея, как всегда, чтобы была длинная. Плечи, смотри, встала.
Scouted at 15, she's lived in London and New York and worked for Vogue magazine and brands like Chanel and Dior. She knows what these girls need to learn if they're going to stand a chance.
Reggie, right?
Yes.
Reggie. I want you to help me with English class.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because the girls, they're gonna go to work in a modeling agency in Paris, London, Tokyo, everywhere. So they need practice. So let's play a little game like a casting, like you're a client and the girls, they are coming to you, they're looking for a job.
Okay. I need a berry and a cigarette, don't I? Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, my name is Apolinaria. I'm from Russia. I'm 15 years old.
Okay. It's a good walk. Hello. Hey, what's your name?
My name is Diana. I'm 14 years old.
14?
Yeah.
Wow. And how old are you?
I am 13 years old.
14. You're very tall. How tall are you now?
173.
They have to learn English because it's very important.
Hello.
My name is Vika. I'm 16 years old. I'm from Siberian, Bersk. My height 73.
Yeah.
What else?
Okay. What's your favourite flavour ice cream?
I love all.
All of them?
Yeah.
It's a good answer. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What makes a good model in your opinion then?
First, you have to be a businesswoman. You have to be energetic, with good attitude, because without this you cannot make a great career, because you can have a beautiful face and great body, but if you have nothing in your head, forget it about. They want to take picture with you.
All right.
My modelling days are over, but it's amazing how quickly it all comes rushing back.
Right, everyone, look at this camera. Worked it, girl. I've worked it. I've worked it, girl. Thank you very much. I've admittedly regressed a little, and I suddenly feel like I'm one of the girls. And pose.
Сейчас по одному идем.
These girls are really investing in the dream. 6 months of classes with all the expenses can cost more than 2 months' local wages.
Not to be really sort of out of order about it, but you can see that there are some girls that probably won't make it just based on their height and their weight and their look. And the people that really have potential really do stand out.
And of the 5,000 models on Elite Stars books, only 70 are working abroad.
So realistically, out of all of these girls here who all really want this, really want a career, how many of them will be as fortunate as you to go abroad and have a career?
To be honest, they have all good chance.
The casting is being held later this afternoon.
Hey, Vika, hello.
I met Vika yesterday, but all I really know about her is that she likes ice cream.
Hello, I'm Reggie.
She lives with her single mum, Natalia.
God, you need so many layers, it's so cold. Okay.
Cold, really?
Yes, this is cold. You're telling me this isn't cold?
For me, it's not cold. It's okay.
You're abnormal, so this is your place, this is really cute. Where are we headed, in here?
Yeah.
Okay. So you love a flower, don't you?
Yeah.
It's a 1-bedroom flat, so Vika sleeps in the living room.
It's my favorite flower.
Oh, there's loads here, look at all of these pictures. What's this, Elite Stars?
Yeah, it's my diploma, and I have a title, Miss Elite Stars.
Miss Elite Stars?
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, so you won the crown?
По обучению среди групп девочек, которые выпускаются, выбирают Miss Elite Stars, и я и стала.
Look at you. Nice.
It's my first photo shoot.
Were you nervous?
Of course, when I see camera, I'm scared. Да, я уже знаю, нужно вести себя перед камерой, как позировать, что нужно расслабиться и как бы...
This isn't her first international casting, but she's never been picked. So everything is riding on this one.
Мне нужно скинуть примерно 2-3 сантиметра в бедрах и 3 сантиметра в талии.
How do you go about it then?
Я сижу на гречке, и целый день ем только гречку, пью зеленый чай и воду.
Buckwheat was a staple of Soviet cuisine, so I'm a little bit nervous.
So this is where I can't say no, isn't it? It smells like hot Weetabix. You wouldn't have this with anything?
Да, без всего, без соли, без специй, без всего. Только гречка, вода и зеленый чай весь день.
Вкусно.
It's not tasty. Was you happy for her to try and make modeling her thing?
Ну, не сразу, но я согласилась. Да.
Мама просто боится модельного бизнеса, так как показывают нам в России это. И в России многие думают, что девочка-модель то же самое практически, что и проститутка.
I mean, hearing all of that come from your daughter, does that not scare you or worry you at all?
Ну, конечно, напрягает такие вещи. Но я думаю, что действительно, что она у меня девочка такая волевая. Она справится с этим.
How likely to succeed are you? What are your chances?
Получится, я добьюсь своего, и я пробьюсь, и вы еще услышите обо мне. Я буду известной.
I like that attitude. That's the only attitude to have, and that's good. Is failure even an option for you then?
Я добьюсь своей цели, всегда чего я хочу, я всегда именно добьюсь этого. И я не переживаю, что у меня никогда-то что-то не получится.
The casting that could make or break Vika's dream is being held on the 22nd floor of a shopping mall. I ought to be getting used to this by now, but it's still surprising how young they are.
Региональный скаут No Models Анна Южакова, с которой многие из вас знакомы.
Anna's running the casting again, and there's a new foreign scout I haven't spoken to before.
Все, всем удачи. Давайте к нам по одному.
I'm Reggie.
Yes, nice to meet you.
What was your name, sorry?
Lionel.
And where are you from, Lionel?
Paris.
You're from Paris,
Yep.
right. So are you casting specifically for Paris today?
Yes. The objective is about to find some model who have the potential to appear in the shows like Givenchy, Dior, Saint Laurent.
So you're saying that one of the girls or some of the girls in this room could walk at Fashion Week?
Of course, yes.
So what is the ideal for you today? I mean, the Asian market was specifically looking for someone with a smaller frame and that height didn't matter as much.
No.
What's your criteria?
Yes, in our case, if you want to appear in the shows in New York, in London, Milan or Paris, you need at least to be 177.
Okay.
That's the minimum height. Because you do first the dress and then you select the model.
In fact, Lionel's already found a girl he's interested in.
Those pictures are incredible. They're really impressive, right?
Don't know where she has been before. Philippines. Yeah, Philippines. Yeah.
She started to work at 14. Now she's 15.
Never know that from these images. It's unbelievable.
And this is the model face, when you can transform it to any age, any style.
Excuse me, what's your name? Hello, nice to meet you. Do you speak English? A little bit. So on your first trip abroad, did you work much or did you not get much work when you were there?
Был очень большой профессиональный опыт, было очень много работ, кастингов, и было очень много шоу.
So you made good money then?
Да.
Yeah? But with things going so well for you in the East, are you trying to set your sights on the West now? Is that why you've come today to try and get picked up by our man from Paris?
Я уже побывала в Азии, узнала, что это такое, и хочу очаровывать людей в другой части мира.
So do you look at days like today as a competition, or you're not even bothered about other people being here?
Конечно, я почему-то по жизни всегда лидер, у меня охота всегда выделяться. Может быть, я родилась для этого.
Больше никто не разговаривает. Спасибо.
The competition's tough, and I'm worried for Vika. It's her big moment, and she looks so nervous.
She's brand new. Yes.
The other girls seem to be getting a positive reaction. But what about Vika?
У тебя сейчас вот эти, не буду снимать снэпы. У меня хорошие снэпы есть. Поэтому...
Vika's casting seems to be over in a matter of minutes, and it's time for a new batch of girls to step up.
And how did it go?
Плохо, потому что мне сказали нет, мне сказали худей. Ну, у меня есть лишний сантиметр в бедрах.
1 centimeter, they
Yes.
said. That's pretty harsh criticism about just the 1 centimeter.
Да, конечно, я очень разочаровалась, мне очень грустно, даже плакать хочется. Но я, конечно же, худела, я прям старалась похудеть. Но я лежала в больнице и поэтому маленько прибавила веса.
Why was you in hospital?
У меня остеохондроз, у меня болит спина очень.
Surely having a spinal problem isn't made easier by being in heels all day.
Да, это, конечно же, ухудшает. Я чувствую очень сильную боль в моей спине, особенно когда я стою на каблуки. И сейчас то, что я дефилировала и как бы ходила очень много, у меня опять очень сильная боль.
Well, I'm not casting you. Take them off. Get them off. Come on. Get them off. You know, it's really funny. The minute you take your heels off, suddenly you look like a 16-year-old girl again. Suddenly your hair falls in front of your face and you look younger.
Окей, я понимаю.
All right.
Vika seems really upset and in a hurry to get home. I feel bad for her. I know how hard she's tried. The truth is, around 90% of these girls won't get picked. But that doesn't stop them trying.
С сегодняшнего дня я стала вашим наставником. Только некоторые останутся со мной в финале.
Reality show Siberia's Next Top Model is just one of hundreds of competitions held across Russia. It has a prize of $1,000 and Anya, the wannabe model I'd met a few days ago, is in the final.
Ну что, добрый вечер, дорогие друзья. Я вас приветствую на финале шоу «Топ-модель по-сибирски».
The final's being held in a restaurant at the back of yet another shopping centre. And Tigran, the boss of Noah Models, has invited me to be a judge.
How's it going, guys? How we doing? You all right? Looking good?
Сосновская Анна считает, что в жизни нет ничего невозможного.
Like the other 28 finalists, Anya's made it through 12 knockout rounds to get here. But this evening's about more than just winning this local contest. The international scouts are here as well.
Amazing.
Ну а сейчас я буду вручать контракты и карточки, и не только от Noah Models, но и композитки от 3 агентств, которые сегодня присутствуют, которые видели вас на кастинге. Парфенрод Надежда, номер 18.
Number 18 seems to be cleaning up. I picked her. I'm getting good at this model scouting.
Агентство Idol Model. Шуман Катя.
Contracts are being handed out for work in Europe and Asia, but there's nothing yet for Anya.
It's really interesting seeing it from this perspective. They're hearing what they think. They really know what they're looking for, and it's tough, and they have to be, because, you know, it's massive competition with a worldwide market.
They've saved the best for last. Tigran is looking for girls to go to America.
Я вот сейчас скажу имена тех, которые поедут в Америку в ближайшее время.
This could be Anya's big break. A better life for her and her mum.
Номер 20. Сосновская Анна.
Just seen the golden girl. Hey, well done. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
So you're going to Los Angeles? You're going to California?
Oh, yeah.
Anya hasn't just won a contract in America. First, she's going to Asia.
So it's not just California, it's India as well. You're going to be going to 2 corners of the world off the back of an evenings of competition. I mean, how are you feeling about all of this, Mom?
Ну, я вообще, конечно, в шоке, можно сказать. Для меня неожиданно, очень неожиданно.
Anya, you've taken your shoes off. Is it that point in the night? Is it time to finally let your hair down?
Да, наконец-то я достигла своей цели, первой поставленной.
Well done. Congratulations. Well done, and congratulations to you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anya's not the only winner.
Excuse me. Sorry to interrupt. I see you've got flowers. Did you win this evening? You have?
I have.
Congratulations. What's the contract for? Where are you going?
China, Shanghai.
China. Wow. Have you ever been to China before?
No.
And how old are you?
15.
15.
But there's a catch. Katya needs to persuade her mum and dad.
Does the decision have to be made now? Do you have to decide literally this evening if she's going to China or not?
Ну, нам уже сказали, что надо ехать, ехать.
How would you feel about her being out there without you there to look after her?
Я уже поплакала по этому поводу.
Are you worried? I mean, what is it that's making you so emotional?
У меня совершенно разные эмоции. И рада, и переживаю все сразу. Я боюсь.
Но это же ребенок.
Being faced with this crossroad, I mean, how big a decision is it for you?
Это серьезно. Скажем так, возможно, это решится, может быть, ее будущее, а может быть, в будущем она будет потом где-то ненавидеть, если мы вдруг не отпустим.
Do you think mom and dad are going to say yes?
Maybe.
One word in English. That's a good English word to use. It's the perfect word for this moment. The right and the wrong is just so blurred because both avenues are the right one. Letting your daughter start this career is the right thing to do, but also not letting your child, your 15-year-old child, go to China on their own is also the right thing to do. I don't envy their decision. And if it was my kid, I might say no as well.
I want to talk to someone who's been there, done it, and modeled the t-shirt. Valeria was scouted when she was just 14 and traveled the world modeling for 12 years.
I was young, I just wanted to be like every girl, try new clothes, wear all, like the Cinderella story. Maybe you have this opportunity to be a princess.
Do you have pictures of you at
Yeah,
that age? Can I see?
This photo.
Is this you?
Yeah, this is Vivian Westwood.
Oh yeah, so it is.
Yeah,
How old are you here?
Yeah, 14.
Wow. God, you are so young. Wow.
And this was in Japan as well.
And you're like 14 or 15 here. Did you have anyone looking after you?
No, that's the thing. You're alone in another mentality, in another world, with no friends, no parents, and
you're a child.
And you're a child, and if you go 1 centimeter more, then your contract is finished, right? So I was paranoid that I'm fat, but I was not fat.
How much money were you making at that age?
From 20 to 50,000 US per month.
That's a lot of money. You say it so flippantly, but that's a lot.
Yeah, but you have tickets, then flight per month. You don't understand what is the contract. You don't have a lawyer. All you have is 10%. So you're making a lot of money, but you never get them. Some girls, they don't know what to do, and they put themselves in troubles.
What sort of troubles, I mean?
They're actually selling the girls for guys, you know, just to hang out with these guys, and they're paying to the bookers.
So random men would pay money to have young models just to hang out with them?
Yeah, of course. A lot of girls, they think that they are models, but then they become a prostitution, you know.
How often does that sort of thing happen?
Well, some girls, because they're scared, because people say, I will not give you a passport, you will not go to your motherland. You have to make money, and you have to find the way to make money. And it's the reality, real reality of this fashion industry.
St. Petersburg, Russia's second biggest city and the home of Noah models. It's 6 a.m. and I'm at the airport to meet Anya. She's flying in to shoot the portfolio she'll need for her first contract abroad. Hey! And surprise, surprise, Katya's made it too.
Good to see you. How you doing? Hello, hello, hello. Where's your bags? Is that all you come with? Come on.
They've got a busy day in front of them, so we're heading straight to the studio.
Well, for both of you, this really could be the beginning of a career. What do you expect to come from this?
Я думаю, что это какой-то толчок, то есть начало, и, как сказать...
Для Кати это хоть и маленькая, она едет впервые, поэтому немножко путается в ответах. Вот. Но я думаю, для нее это очень важно, как и для меня, собственно говоря. О, здравствуйте!
Up to 10 teenage models at a time can sleep here when they're starting their careers. This is the biggest photo shoot of their lives. And the work they get when they start abroad will depend on how good these shots are.
And so it begins.
Забывай про, да, лицо, да, руки. Все должно быть расслаблено. Не. Как можно проще. Вот стоишь.
Yeah, that's not the most excited I've seen it, that's for sure.
Next up is Katya.
Так, спокойно.
And she looks incredibly nervous.
I think reality has suddenly started to set in.
А, это подкладка? Ну давай ножки больше покажем еще. Давай, не стесняйся. Сколько тебе лет? 15. 15?
It's hard work for the girls. This is their first proper taste of the modeling business. But I want to know if Tigran honestly thinks either of these girls can make it big overseas.
Based on how much you know about these girls at this stage, how realistic is it for them to make it?
They can make it to certain markets now, not to every market. You know.
Just how fair do you think it is that, you know, so many girls get taken on that don't necessarily have everything that it takes?
We're giving them an opportunity in life to become someone, to do something more important.
So would you do
this?
this?
I mean, what would the girl do in Krasnoyarsk? At best, I mean, think of it. Or in Novosibirsk, you know, finish high school, go to college, have a diploma, and then do what? Go get a job for $500 a month, marry someone at a very young age, have a baby, most likely get divorced. This is what they're facing. That's the reality what they're facing.
What do you think the parents think about the role that the agency plays in their daughter's career?
The parents, of course, they want their children to be more successful in life than they have been. So they allow the girls to go to the West and, you know, become models. We have to understand one thing, that for a Russian to go abroad, in general, even as a tourist, is a huge advantage because they need visas literally to go anywhere. So it's a great opportunity for their daughters.
and a great basis for a business like Tigran's. But one thing's for sure, the girls seem absolutely determined to grab this opportunity with both hands. Model room. How are we doing, girls? You okay?
Okay.
You all right? How did you find today then?
Сегодня для меня был большой день. Сегодня сначала он не задался, можно так сказать, но потом в итоге мы собрались с Катей силами и хорошо поработали на славу.
Has a day like today made you more excited or made you realize just how much work you're about to get into?
Да, и к этому придется привыкать.
Good luck, girls. Best of luck, all right? Be good. Good luck.
All the girls need now are their visas.
Be safe.
So they can start their contracts and new lives abroad. I can't say for certain whether they'll be one of the lucky ones who'll actually make decent money. But at least they will experience a life outside of Siberia that they might not have otherwise.
I come from a place where there are so many opportunities. I come from a place where I can be anything I want to be, and I'm told that every day. Whereas here, if you're a young girl, this is one opportunity that takes you all over the world potentially and could make you very, very wealthy and very successful. And yes, it doesn't happen for everyone. Anya and Katya might not end up getting careers.
But from what I've seen in my time in Siberia, I can see why so many girls queue up to chase that modeling dream. Welcome to Russia.
That's how cold it is, look.
The largest country on Earth and home to nearly 150 million people.
Growing up as a kid in the 80s in London, Russia was painted as this weird, big baddie.
Now with Vladimir Putin well into his third term as president, it's starting to feel like that again.
Pro-Russian rebels in eastern Ukraine
Vladimir Putin has ignored the dark warnings from the West. There's going to have to be a very different relationship between Britain and Russia.
The West has imposed tough sanctions against Russia.
Russia is responsible for the violence.
And relations are the frostiest since the Cold War. So I'm here to find out what life is really like for young people, especially if you're gay. In 2013, it became illegal to tell anyone under 18 that being homosexual was in any way normal. And while Putin is busy flexing his muscles abroad, life here just got harder for thousands of Russians.
Наступит момент, когда ему придется выбирать. Либо уехать из России, либо сесть в тюрьму или быть убитым.
I meet the homophobes who are out to get them.
If the law allowed it,
if the law allowed
what would he do?
He would kill those people.
I still like a Bible.
And discover what just one law says about a whole country's attitude to being gay.
Homosexuality is disgusting. Homophobia is beautiful and natural.
I'm on my way to St. Petersburg to attend Queerfest, an annual get-together for lesbians, gays, bisexuals and transsexuals, or LGBT for short. First stop, the city's most gay-friendly hostel, and they've sent Sergey to meet me.
Hi, I'm Sergey.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You too. That's the first time I've seen my name in Russia.
Welcome to St. Petersburg.
Nice, thank you.
I'm being driven in St. Petersburg's only gay taxi service. In today's climate, gay men like Sergey and driver Elena can't afford to be too obvious about it. But the car does contain a few clues.
There's a lot of rainbows in this car.
Yep. The only rainbow taxi in St. Petersburg.
So why did Elena start the rainbow taxi service?
Для того, чтобы было нашим людям спокойно, безопасно.
According to a recent survey, nearly half of gay people here have experienced some kind of homophobic abuse. But while the situation is serious, the scenery is stunning.
That's so pretty. Wow. That's beautiful. So it's a church, is it?
Yeah.
This isn't what I expected Russia to look like. Forgive me, I know that's quite judgmental. I expected quite a cold, industrial, sort of hard city. But it feels like we're in, I don't know, Vienna or Paris. I mean, there's so many beautiful old buildings here.
But it's only upper appearance. If you lived here for some time, you would see what situation is. Lenin is everywhere in Russia.
The Bolshevik Revolution led to 74 years of strict communist rule in all areas of Russian life. And until 1993, gay people could be punished with up to 5 years in prison, sometimes with hard labor. These days, homosexuality itself is not illegal, but old attitudes persist.
For a young gay man, what is this city like?
In Russian mentality, a boy must be a boy. Act like a boy, look like a boy. If a boy is dressed not like a boy, yes, he's faggot. You can be beaten only for your appearance, only for your apparel, even if you do not behave like a gay.
The idea that someone can't be who they want to be openly, to me, is a scary thought.
This is Russian reality, unfortunately.
The steps kinda give the gay hostel away, but Sergei assures me many people here don't know what the rainbow flag means. But inside, there was no mistake where we were.
Look at this. Well, this is flamboyant. Very colourful.
I know. If you're tired of bright colors, just do this way. It will help. It will help for sure.
Well, that definitely gets rid of the bright colours. That's cool. Okay, take care. Alright, International Festival of Queer Culture.
Queerfest is the largest LGBT event in Russia. 10 days of social and cultural events and seminars, all starting tomorrow.
That's interesting. So Queerfest is an 18+ event. You can't go if you're under 18, which is really strange because men, women and children, you see, walk in the streets of London during Pride. Here, you're not allowed to talk to children about homosexual behaviour, activity, lifestyle or anything.
The government say the anti-gay propaganda law was created to protect young people from the moral and public health dangers of being homosexual, and it's strictly enforced.
It does make me a little bit worried because my mentality alone, if verbalised, is enough to get me thrown into jail. Should I ask the wrong question or should I say the wrong thing and have it heard by the wrong person? Suddenly things could take a really dark turn.
The next morning, I have a question for Sergei about the festival, its location.
So today is Queerfest, is that right?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to find it?
To call them.
So everyone that goes has to call the festival to find out where to go?
Yes.
I think I've taken for granted the severity of what's actually happening here because I don't think I've ever heard of a festival that's public and free to attend that doesn't tell you where it is.
I finally got the address and thought I'd head down there early. But it seems others have got there before me.
No idea why the police is here.
Shit, there are armed police here. It's understandable that they're here to keep the peace. The only thing I'm worried about is that they are armed, therefore maybe they've heard more than I have.
As well as the police, I noticed two guys across the road.
Is it these two? They've been here a while. So are you guys here for Queerfest then?
Actually, we're a little bit afraid to go there.
To be involved. So are you straight? Are you a couple? Are you friends?
Yeah, we're a couple.
You're a couple. So why are you afraid to be involved?
Oh, do you think that these policies just stand there?
Мы напуганы, и, в общем-то, довольно это опасно конкретно для нас двоих.
Do you resent the fact that you're not able to act in the way that you'd like?
Ну, конечно, мы не можем себя открыто, мы не можем брать друг друга за руки, я не могу его поцеловать или что-то в этом роде, ну, проявлять
Любые
любовь.
проявления чувств.
На самом деле, посмотрите, приехала еще и подмога, ОМОН, полиция. То есть...
Oh wow, so there's more have arrived. There's a bus full of them.
Такие сильные. Они боятся, видимо, чего-то.
I really want to catch up with these two later, but first, I need to find the organisers.
Hi, how you doing? I'm Reggie. What's your name?
I'm Alfred.
How you doing, Alfred? So what can you expect from a day like today, then?
Our friends from homophobic and from Orthodox activists and other people comes here and they trying to not allow us this festival. Yeah.
But no sooner have I arrived, everyone starts packing up.
Excuse me, what's happening?
We left and go to different.
So you have to move? Yes. You've been kicked out?
Yes.
The owner has been in touch and said that it's a safety issue, which is a really poor excuse. Apparently, the ceiling isn't safe for an event to happen here, therefore, they need to leave.
On the other side of the door stands Vitaly Milanov, architect of the notorious law against what his supporters call gay propaganda.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry, excuse me. Would you be willing to talk to us at all? We were making a television program, a documentary.
About what?
About young people here in Russia.
I can't see young people here.
Well, they were. There was
I can't see. I would like to find any young people, except different faggots. But unfortunately, I can't do it because the faggots they hired security. So we, people of Russia, we cannot enter to see what they're doing there. Probably, I think that they're making a homosexual propaganda towards minors.
So was your plan to find out what was happening here at the festival?
I would like to find. I'm official representative. I'm the member of the city hall.
Yeah.
I would like to find out what's going on, but I'm not allowed to do it because if you're a woman dressed like man, like this one, if you dressed like not a woman, dressed like some faggot, you can enter. If you are dressed like a normal person, you cannot enter.
And do you believe that this is a dangerous organisation? An event like Queerfest?
A piece of shit is not dangerous, but it's quite unpleasant to see on the street. Homosexuality is disgusting. Homophobia is beautiful and natural. Homophobia is a natural side of people's life. No.
I grew up in a country where it's against the law to discriminate against minorities. I'm struggling a bit here.
I'm really surprised that a politician and member of the current ruling party can publicly speak in that manner, and it's okay. He picked a young girl and referred to her as a faggot to her face. Even I feel funny saying that word out loud because it's just so offensive.
While we've been talking, the organisers have packed up the entire exhibition and moved it to their backup venue 10 minutes down the road. I'm not too sure of the address, but the police seem to know where it is.
Go, 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 go.
And so do the homophobes.
Не мешайте, пожалуйста, не мешайте мне.
And at the moment, the security that they've hired in are doing their job, but things look like they're about to take a bit of a nasty turn.
Вы хотите, чтобы завтра вот эта петушня изнасиловала наших детей? Педофилов, извращенцев.
The good news is that the security managed to shut the door. The bad news, I'm stuck outside. But at least I get the chance to speak to one of the most vocal protesters.
Can you translate some of these signs? So what do these signs mean? What does that say?
Not queer fest, it is the fest of Sodom. Russia, it is Orthodox Christian country, and it is not acceptable for us.
But the homophobes aren't giving up.
So word is apparently there's another way in.
By the time we get to the other entrance, the homophobes are squirting people who are trying to get in with green ink.
Stop it!
Stop it! Just as I try to get in, someone seems really eager to get out.
There's like a really strong smell coming from this. And this girl's dropped it. And it's really bad to the point where I'm actually gagging now, just getting a slight whiff of it.
She makes straight for the homophobic guy I met upstairs earlier.
Do you know this girl? Sorry, you guys know each other. Do you know this lady?
God's will.
Is that the same, so you're from the same organization? Ah, okay. Excuse me, before you go, listen, I would love to talk to you more and find out more about your beliefs and your organization. Would you be willing to do that? Maybe yourself and your girlfriend?
When?
As soon as possible.
You can take the telephone number.
Yeah? Perfect. Okay.
Back inside, some of the anti-gay protesters are still here. And they're on a mission.
Excuse me. Hi, are you happy to talk? You happy to talk to the camera? Hello, nice to meet you. So what is it that you guys are doing here today?
Я пришел с единственной целью посмотреть, находятся ли на данном мероприятии дети.
And if there are children in there, what would you do?
Мы вызвали полицию, потому что это была бы пропаганда гомосексуализма несовершеннолетним.
Они пидоры.
Quickly.
Eventually, I make it into Queerfest, and the smell of the stink bomb is unbearable.
It's foul in here, jeez.
And I finally see what all the fuss is about. A room full of peaceful people looking at art and sipping soft drinks.
It doesn't get more timid than a girl selling some vintage dresses and some free cookies. They're not even serving alcohol.
No one looks underage, and the organizers are defiant.
Фестиваль открывается, несмотря ни на что, только подтверждает этот тезис. Мы есть, и мы уже никуда не уйдем.
Homosexuality itself is not illegal in Russia, as long as you're over 16. Presumably, there are the same amount of gay people here as anywhere else, but they seem to be keeping a low profile.
На самом деле парки красивые в Петергофе, в Пушкине и в Павловске.
Vanya and Nusrilla, the couple I met outside Queerfest yesterday, have agreed to meet me at one of their favorite places.
Now, I understand that this is a bit of a special park for you guys, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why is it so special?
Here was our first met, when we first met here.
So your first date?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know, like, yes, I'm really attracted to this person, I really like this person?
Но мне он сразу понравился. Мне он сначала понравился в интернете, мы познакомились через интернет.
The only way for many gay people to meet here is online, but it's fraught with danger.
Откуда Ваня мог знать, что я не нападу на него, не подстава какая-нибудь,
Could have been a setup.
Очень много в России с помощью приложения Grindr в iPhone или там другого приложения преступники встречаются с геями, с молодыми, и группа из 6 человек нападает на этого молодого человека и отбирает телефон,
грабят,
деньги, грабят. У нас несколько было таких случаев с нашими знакомыми.
Like a lot of gay people in Russia, Vanya and Nusrilla have to work out ways to hide their sexuality, even going as far as inventing a girlfriend.
Are there pictures of the two of you together?
Ну вот тут, но не очень симпатично здесь. Сейчас, подожди. Где мы голые, точно. Сейчас я покажу, где мы голые.
Oh my God. How does that feel for you, knowing that your partner is...
funny.
Is it more funny than anything else? Because it is a bit ridiculous, let's be honest.
Я перестал относиться к этому серьезно.
Wow. So the girl in this situation that's in the pictures, what sort of relationship do you have with her now?
Сейчас мы с ней перестали общаться только из-за того, что у нее появился парень.
Который гомофоб. Он даже не хочет здороваться с нами за руку.
Да, он всегда это избегает, когда подходит к нам.
Wow. So is there not a worry then that he could potentially spread the word about the true nature of your relationship?
Мы опасаемся, более того, он прокурор.
Работает в органах.
Да, он работает в полиции, в общем-то.
Wow. Okay, well, I really hope that nothing comes from this situation because it's, I imagine, quite scary.
Все будет хорошо, я думаю. Главное, я буду с Ваней, и все. Главное, я его люблю.
Если бы не было этого человека, на которого можно было бы опереться, то, в принципе, я уже давно бы сдался.
As I leave, I can't help wondering who wouldn't wish them well. But I'm about to find out. Despite being banned in Soviet times, the Russian Orthodox Church has really bounced back. 3 out of 4 Russians now claim to follow its teachings, and their views on homosexuality are uncompromising. Dmitry, who I met last night, is the head of a pressure group called God's Will, and he's here with his friend Mila to meet me.
Dmitry, hello again. How you doing?
Fine, thanks. Мешаем пропаганде гомосексуализма, объясняем людям, почему нельзя быть терпимым к этому явлению.
Now, I have gay people in my family. I know a lot of gay people back in the UK. Do you think that they're doomed?
Безусловно, эти люди, они враги Бога. Когда кто-то говорит с гордостью, что он гомосексуалист, мерзость, это болевотина.
I see. Okay. Now, one of the things that happened in there yesterday was that there was some sort of stink bomb, and you dropped something that looked like the bomb itself.
Мы хотели показать всем, что этот грех смердит.
It was horrible.
Некоторые люди начало тошнить, и они прям тошнили из окна.
Suddenly, we're joined by a third member of God's Will, and Layla speaks fluent English.
We were trying to oppose people who does that homosexual propaganda, and we did it in the most non-violent of ways.
Could you answer the question?
We did not have Molotov cocktails in our hands.
Would you have thrown a Molotov cocktail?
If the law would let me do that, I certainly would. It's the symbol of the stench of sodomy. He would have done it.
What would he have done if the law allowed it?
Yeah, if the law allowed it.
What would he do?
He would kill those people.
In what fashion? How would he kill them?
Как бы ты их убил?
By stone, like a Bible.
Okay. So if the law allowed it, you'd stone them.
То есть, если бы закон позволял, то камнями забил. Yes, he actually agreed. Yes.
Do you agree? Would you do the same thing?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
You're strongly trying to stand for having someone's penis in your anus, and that we see as a disgusting thing.
I don't even know. I can't even. It's quite tough to hear some of those views when, you know, they're talking quite directly about people that you know and love. And I've met a lot of people here who wouldn't hurt a fly, but there is a whole wave of people that want them jailed, killed, assaulted.
I'm quickly starting to understand what the organisers of Queerfest are up against. It's only day 2, and I need to find out where they're meeting in case the location has changed again.
Hello, Alfred.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing? So what is the plan for tonight? Are we still meeting up later?
No, unfortunately, we lost our venue for today because of neo-Nazi group and homophobe.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that? I mean, obviously yesterday was tough,
you know,
and now this.
I don't know what can we do.
Standing up for gay rights is clearly an uphill struggle, but a handful of protesters refuse to be silenced. In 2013, gay activist Kirill Kalugin held up a rainbow flag promoting tolerance in central St. Petersburg. Protesting right in the middle of the Russian Airborne Forces' big military celebration. Footage of him being attacked by angry paratroopers then went viral across Russia and then the world.
Твой флаг — это вещественное доказательство твоей пропаганды. За пропаганду это вещь.
Hello, it's Reggie.
I've tracked Kirill down, and a year later, he's living in a safe house.
Green or black?
Green's good. Green's good, thank you.
With a new tattoo on his forehead, a symbol of creative destruction.
How long have you been protesting?
Ну, с конца 2011 года, когда начались обсуждения принятия закона.
This isn't exactly the easiest place in the world to be a young gay man. How did your family react when you did come out?
Они думали, что я шучу над ними.
So when did they realize that you were serious, that this was who you were?
Когда по телевизору меня показали там на Дворцовой площади.
Никакой крови, им кровь проплатили. Тихо, им кровь проплатили. Поскользнулся, упал, падать не надо.
Kirill's been arrested because of his activism. And in Russia, there's now a law that says if you are arrested for protesting twice within 6 months, you can go to prison.
Are you scared of going to jail?
Лучше пристрелить, чем меня отправят куда-нибудь в подвал или еще куда-нибудь. Ну, то есть, нет, в тюрьму я не хочу.
В основном проблема какая, что с таким человеком, как Кирилл, и, скорее всего, срок ты свой не отсидишь, тебя просто убьют.
Can you imagine yourself staying here and spending the rest of your life in this country?
Я думаю, любой радикальный активист наступит тот момент, когда ему придется выбирать. Либо уехать из России, ну, либо сесть в тюрьму или быть убитым.
Amnesty International claimed President Putin has introduced 30 new repressive laws to silence opposition, gay or otherwise, in just the last 3 years. One of them is called the Solo Protest Law. Kirill said he'd show me just how it works when you want to protest without official permission. But I'm not too sure why he's brought along a couple of blank placards.
Я хочу посмотреть, как будут реагировать люди, как будет реагировать полиция, и что мне будет за то, что я стою с пустым листом.
Okay. All right, so why haven't you got anyone with you? Why aren't you protesting with more people today?
Потому что если рядом со мной на расстоянии там, 50 метров будет стоять кто-то еще там, с плакатом или с листовками, их сразу задержат.
If I joined you, we could literally both be arrested, is that what you said?
Kirill seems to be attracting a lot of attention, most of it negative.
They seem to be laughing at you. Why are they laughing?
Потому что круто, молодец.
Why does he think it's okay to say that to you? That's ridiculous.
Ну, не знаю, потому что у него, наверное, проблемы какие-то в голове.
Do you know what? Why not? 50 meters. Do you mind if I join you?
Я не против, только надо как-то так разойтись, чтобы 50 метров.
I'm gonna keep walking. You tell me when I'm 50 meters, yeah?
Я не знаю, насколько. Я думаю... Да, это нормально, нормально.
Completely legal. It's a legal protest. It's right. There's nothing on it. Not a word written on it. Completely legal. Whole 50 meters apart. If I look a little nervous, it's because oh crap, I can hear sirens. It's because I'm actually looking for police. Truth is, I guess based on what Kirill was saying, there's a chance that we both could get arrested right now.
It's beginning to dawn on me what the law really means.
I mean, with the amount of distance between myself and Kirill, people might not even see him and then see me. They might not even realise that we're together. They might not even realise that we're both protesting. It's really weird. I'm sort of in two minds as to whether I should put this down or keep it up on my way over to Kirill, because now technically I'm close enough to him for the both of us to be arrested, because, well, we're breaking the law. Literally right up to me folding this away.
Мы нарушаем закон.
Are you scared?
No.
Well, I am. I'm putting this away. I ain't going to Russian jail. Tell you that for nothing. Okay, how cold are you?
Hands.
Oh, your hands? All right, look. I think you've done enough. You've done enough. Come on. Come with me. Come on.
It's great to see someone fighting their corner, but Kirill seems so vulnerable and alone. And even Queerfest, with hundreds of supporters, is struggling with a system set against them.
Hello, everyone. Hello, guys. How you doing? You okay? Yeah. You look really busy. I don't want to disturb you too much. How's everything?
All venues that we had, they cut contracts with us. So We're looking for a new venues for...
They cut contract?
Yeah, right.
Well, that's twice in 2 days. I mean,
yes, for 2 days we lost 4 venues. Somebody calls to police and said that there is a bomb in this club where we had a concert. We didn't talk even with police, but did know about this event. We didn't know actually how did they know about it and in which time it will take place. But when we come there, they're standing there and waiting for us.
How are they finding out? How
I
are
don't
they
know.
finding out about
Because
what you're doing?
Maybe they heard this office.
Maybe they what, sorry?
Maybe they have something like bugs or...
This is Russia, so the talk of bugging isn't a total surprise, and nor is the fact that the police have made no arrests yet in connection with yesterday's homophobic attacks.
Происходило хулиганство, да, вот такое вот нападение на людей у входа. Полиция была все это время у входа, но ничего не предпринимала. Заявления в полиции есть, и они должны их расследовать. И сегодня еще будут заявления в полицию тоже по открытию.
So you're actually going to go to the police today?
Yes.
Right.
With tonight's event cancelled, everyone's heading down to the police station.
What are you expecting the police to say?
I'm sure that they won't be glad to see us.
Давайте тогда тут кто пишет.
What's this that he has here in these plastic envelopes? What's that?
It's a statement for police.
If you've got that many accounts, there must be a reaction, surely.
Yeah, maybe in United Kingdom, but here we don't share in that. We ignored by court, we ignored by police, we ignored by government.
Is there really a point to keep coming back?
Yes, because it's important for us. We make LGBT society visual, and now everybody knows that LGBT societies exist in Russia. Because before us, nobody talks about LGBT society. Now they know about us, now they're trying to fight with us. We exist, and that's good.
But visibility can make you a target.
Hello. Hey, how you doing?
A homophobic website posting the identities and addresses of young gay activists has led to horrific attacks.
She looks really young.
Ты ее знаешь, Дарью?
Daria was viciously attacked 3 years ago and then dropped out of activism for many months. She lives on the outskirts of St. Petersburg with her girlfriend Ksenia and her 2 dogs.
Снеша, пошли, пошли скорее.
I love the fact that even the pillows on your bed have dogs on them.
Да, это Женины подушки. Женина любовь с животными, собачками, кошечками, они повсюду.
Daria has now built a stable and loving home, but things used to be very different.
What exactly happened?
Я помню, что их было 8 человек. Лица были скрыты масками, в руках были у кого-то ножи. Сначала они кричали, обзывали, ругали. После того, как я попыталась ответить словесно, мне всадили нож в живот. Я пробыла несколько дней в реанимации, на грани смерти.
Wow, and what happened? Were they caught?
Полиции даже не стали рассматривать заявление о нападении. Меня отослали со словами «Лесботин необслуживаем».
So if you're not protected by the police, how are you able to stay safe? How are you able to stay feeling safe?
Мне было очень страшно выходить на улицу. И я молчала очень долго, пока я не решила, что я сильнее этих людей, и я не дам им меня сломать.
Я боюсь, что будет как в прошлый раз. Страшно за нее, именно за ее здоровье, за ее безопасность, за ее жизнь.
Now Daria's in danger again with new online abuse.
Just how serious have the most recent threats got?
просто из разряда мерзкие лесбиянки. Самое неприятное — это горите на костре, сжигать вас.
Do you think that there's more of a chance of what happened to you happening again?
Да, конечно. И наши власти сейчас делают все для того, чтобы становилось еще хуже.
What do you feel about the anti-propaganda law?
Этот закон принес только один единственный результат — это разжигание гомофобии.
Да. Они почувствовали свою безнаказанность, абсолютную.
Daria was stabbed by homophobes, and they got away with it. And now maybe this new law is making the situation even worse if it's sending the signal that it's okay to hate gays.
Some people are so scared of the gay and lesbian community, horrified by, disgusted by, whatever you want to call it, that they see physically attacking someone and leaving them for dead as acceptable.
I've only been here a few days, but one thing's for sure, the police are everywhere. And it feels like voicing any kind of opposition could get you into trouble. But Kirill tells me about an illegal Stop the War demo against the war in Ukraine. And despite the risks, young radicals like Kirill have turned out in force, but it's also attracted hardline right-wingers and ultra-nationalists.
People definitely know your face. Don't you get worried that someone might attack you?
Да, такая вероятность существует, но я готов ко всему.
As the peace walk gets going, I recognize a face from the Queer Fest opening night, and he wasn't inside enjoying the party.
А у вас личной жизни нет, что вы за нами ходите?
Я за вами не хожу.
А что вы делаете?
Я гуляю.
Everywhere that I've been, this guy in the blue outfit has been there, and he's been taking photos and he's been watching, and I haven't really thought anything of it beyond the fact that he might be a little bit nuts. But I'm not at home, and this is a very, very different climate and a very different place, and things like that make me a little worried.
Ну вот в синем вот этот мужчина, он из «Единой России» вот стоит. Ну, он вокруг него все время появляются наши противники, так сказать.
And United Russia is the name of the ruling political party.
Excuse me, is that a picture of us? Have you got pictures of us? Right, okay. You've been taking pictures the whole time that I've been here. What's the reason?
Для себя, на память. Я веду себя достаточно спокойно, и мои ребята тоже.
When we get to the main rally, I can really see the effect of that one-person protest law Kirill told me about.
I don't really feel like I'm in the middle of a demonstration or a protest because, I mean, everyone isn't wearing the same colour. There aren't any signs or placards, and it's just a really strange atmosphere.
Then it becomes clear why the man in the blue tracksuit has been tracking us when he brings over the anti-gay propaganda politician, Milanov.
I can see it's your friend.
Have you met this man before?
No, sure. He's a well-known crazy person from St. Petersburg, crazy homosexual.
И этот человек будет говорить, что еще я сумасшедший.
Осторожно, у него спидозный какой-то.
Беги отсюда, беги. Мы тебя иллюстрируем.
Вот еще раз такое скажешь, я тебя иллюстрирую твои уши по твоим карманам, понятно?
Это угроза?
Я просто прикасаться к тебе не могу, потому что у тебя ложка дырявая. We don't have enough space in Russia for such individuals.
Уходите, я здесь стою, это мой город.
Ну ты педофил. Ушел.
Just as Milanov leaves, another homophobe quickly replaces him.
Вот Кузьмин, который напал на нас в мае.
It's Mikhail Kuzmin, who I'd briefly met at Queer Fest.
И уголовных дел не было, дай.
What do you think of activists like Kirill and his friends?
Я считаю вообще их не людьми. Это просто ничтожество, мрази. Они мне омерзительны. Они просто настолько ущербны. Ну, посмотрите на них, заснимите. Ну, все делается для гомосексуалистов. Их даже в армию не берут. Им все не нравится. Все равно выходят, им не нравится.
Не служи!
Я действую исключительно в интересах русского народа.
This is supposed to be a peace march, but people like Kirill are getting abused. With the police threatening us, it's time to go. But not before I get Mikhail to agree to meet me the next day.
He looks exactly how I feel. It's just so hard to understand the way that people think. I can't get my head around it. It's just really draining trying to understand the motivation as to why people are so full of hate, so unwilling to understand. It's just really bloody sad.
When the Soviet Union collapsed in '91, gay life in cities like St. Petersburg suddenly became visible and decriminalized. But now, just 23 years later, that all seems to have gone. This is a country where 72% of those recently polled said being gay is unacceptable. I still can't understand what makes the average Russian so homophobic. Maybe a bit more time spent with Mikhail will help.
Mikhail, good to see you again. How are you? You okay?
Perhaps Mikhail can show me what real men in Russia get up to on the weekend.
Я бы сделал референдум пропаганды гомосексуализма. Вот если они решат, что сжигать, вешать или еще каким-то образом их казнить, значит казнить.
Apart from just slagging off gay people, that is.
So where exactly are we headed to now?
Там будет проходить, тренировка, то есть, бокс и так далее. Алло, мы уже подъезжаем там.
First, we're meeting up with Mikhail's opponent.
How you doing? What's your name?
Victor.
Victor, nice to meet you.
Then it's down to the beach.
Are you about to start training? Is that the plan?
About to start fighting.
Ah.
На Руси, мы, можно сказать, продолжаем русские традиции, потому что на Руси кулачные бои приветствовались.
What's with the knife? Jesus, where'd that come from?
То есть это все самооборона, никаких нападений.
Сделать замечание, то есть нож был у каждого русского человека.
Can I see your knife? And do you carry that normally? Will you have that on you all the time?
Yes. Прежде всего, мужчина в русской традиции – это воин. Это основа менталитета русского парня, русского мужика.
If there's any doubt whether Victor shares Mikhail's opinion, it doesn't last long.
Я лютый гомофоб, то есть как большинство здравомыслящего населения России, русских.
And if you had a homosexual approach you, would you use your knife?
Нет, я бы просто хорошенько набил ему морду.
The more I chat to these guys, the more I'm starting to think that they're scared of something bigger than homosexuality.
The thing that's coming through now in a way that I don't think has really come through before is a level of fear. And I think the fear is that what is traditional and what is sacred about Russia could be lost. Mikhail, you okay? You sure? Caught a couple to the face there. Oh, hang on a second. The police are here. Why are the police turned up? What's he saying?
No one was quite sure why we had to stop filming, but guess who's with them? The man in the blue tracksuit.
I think we might be being moved on. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe they heard that we're going to put the gloves on me. Didn't want shit to get real.
If I'm going to find out where Victor's extreme views come from, I need to spend more time with him. Luckily, he's invited me to join him for some manly Russian fun.
What's that?
Спрессованный веник. Его надо размочить горячей водой, чтобы попариться. Сначала вокруг тела веником надавить.
So you're gonna hit me?
Yes, it is.
In the UK, whipping a naked man in a sauna could send the kind of message Victor might regret. But Britain suddenly feels very far away.
If I faint, don't judge me.
Ладно, но как бы это шуточная температура для русских парней, мужиков.
Well, we can't go any hotter in here, because I'm not hanging in there. All right, Banya, what does this do? How does it work? And let's do it.
Смотрит телевизор ребенок.
I'm wearing shorts, buddy.
Начинаем вот таким образом пропаливать ноги. And you?
Сейчас смотрит обратно в себя. Не может плевать себе в душу.
Ну, ты же из жарких стран должен это как бы...
Funny guy. There you go.
Ложись face of down.
What am I doing?
Тепло?
I'm fucking warm.
Хорош на первую. Теперь быстро в холодную воду. Давай. Раз, два, три, пошел.
Now we've bonded, maybe Victor can help me understand his problem with gays.
So what is it that upsets you about homosexuality so much? Is it the physicality of two men being together? Is it the idea of men sleeping with each other? What is it?
Обычно гомосексуализм идет, так сказать, в одной связке вместе с развратом. Тогда уже следующей ступенью мы получаем, что можно трахать абсолютно все, хоть пылесос, хоть какого-то соседа.
Who's having sex with vacuum cleaners?
Это я говорю образно.
I'm just very interested because I don't feel the same way as you. I'm a straight man, but I don't have the same beliefs. So I'm trying to understand why you feel the way that you do about homosexuals.
Гомосексуализм никак не может привносить положительный элемент в русскую культуру.
But this is happening all over the world, and the world isn't necessarily falling apart because of the existence of homosexuals.
Западная пропаганда является ключом развития гомосексуализма, потому что в Советском Союзе такого не было, и до Советского Союза такого тоже не было.
So you think the gay men could essentially pull Russia apart? Do you think society is going to crumble because of gay men?
Они являются одними из тех, кто подрывает основы нашей национальной культуры.
I like Victor. After all, I don't let every bloke I meet thrash me with a bunch of hot twigs. So I'm really pleased he's invited me to go to a club, a traditional Russian folk club. Suddenly, he's not the only one dressed in traditional gear. Victor tells me state-funded folk clubs like this are hugely popular in Russia. And they're not going to let me get away with sitting down.
Oh, hello. Oh, mate.
Hey! Very best. Very good.
У него красиво получилось с бедрами, а вот покажи, как. Вот так не ходили, вот так не ходили.
So where does this fit into Russian culture then? Is this part of modern culture, or is this just very, very traditional?
Этим танцам уже очень много веков, но сейчас молодежь, собираясь вместе на гулянье, пляшет эти танцы, танцует.
How important is doing this for young people?
Ну, я считаю, что это, конечно, очень важно, потому что это очень обогащает нас духовно.
Вот я думаю, когда вырасту, я своим детям тоже перенесу им эти традиции.
Maybe this is what Victor thinks he's protecting, the good old days.
Yes! Thank you very much. Spasiba. Pleasure. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for bringing me here. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Pleasure. That was pretty special stuff, actually. And that's the first time I feel like I've really had an opportunity to see traditional Russian culture, like properly. And when you sort of take someone like Victor, who at some points during today has felt like quite a scary character, when you put him in this scenario, you can understand why he's so tied to tradition.
And it's a tradition that has no room for gay rights. So where does that leave couples like Vanya and Nasrullah, unable to be themselves in public and living in fear of being outed, or worse? It's my last day in St. Petersburg. They've invited me over for a goodbye dinner, and they've got a surprise for me.
Mom. This is my mom.
Hey, how you doing?
Reggie.
I'm Reggie. Nice to meet you.
It's not unusual here to live with 3 generations, but not with your boyfriend as well.
Of course.
This is my grandmother.
Oh, wow. Hello, how you doing? Grandmother. Reggie, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. When did you come out to your mom?
When he was 16.
16, that's really young.
Это было, конечно, для меня большим ударом, шок, но приняла его таким, как он есть, потому что это мой ребенок, он мне дорог любым.
You're really lucky to have a mother like that. That's an amazing thing to hear a mum say here. I mean, Grandma grew up in a difficult time. How hard was it to have her understand your new life and your partner?
В общем-то, она сразу все поняла, приняла. Поэтому бабушка,
Как был ребенок, так и есть наш ребенок.
So what does your mother think about the two of you living together?
She prefer do not talk about my nature, like I'm not exist or something. She think that we have no future. So actually we have some kind of plans to move in America, USA, and New York, yeah. This is his dream.
That's a big jump. I mean, it's a long way away. It's a completely different culture.
Yeah. So we're ready.
Vanya gives me a tour to show me what they're leaving behind.
This is grandmother and mother room.
Hang on a second. So mum and grandmother have rainbow pillows on their bed. Love that. Are you finding it difficult knowing that you're going to leave all of this? You're planning to leave this city, you're planning to leave this sunset and this view?
Мне, конечно, каждый день грустно от этого. Я начал думать об этом еще 3 месяца назад.
And do you want to get married as well?
Yeah, of course. It's the first thing that we want to do. Let's get married.
And kids?
Yeah, of course.
Мечта у меня на самом деле очень простая. Иметь большой дом, иметь собаку, кошку, чтобы мама была рядом, чтобы Насрулла был рядом и чтобы у нас был ребенок.
Гостиная, как бы.
Bon appetit.
I started ages ago. Just how much do you worry about your son when he leaves, and how safe do you think that they are?
Он выходит из дома, я уже переживаю.
Do you think there's any chance that your son and his partner could have the lives that they deserve here in Russia?
Ну, в России, если врать и прятаться.
I wish I could persuade them that they don't need to leave. But from what I've seen this week, they don't have an alternative if they want to raise a family. It's the closing night of Queerfest, and they're taking no chances on the location being pulled at the last minute. The venue's a lesbian bar. But as I turn up, my heart sinks as I spot the man in blue. A sure sign that trouble isn't far away.
Do you not think it's a bit juvenile, sort of hanging around outside a venue, trying to intimidate people? Are you not a bit too old for that?
Ну, не знаю. Я лично считаю, что я нахожусь в свободной стране, что в России есть еще люди, которые придерживаются истинных ценностей, выступают за брак, за семью.
I've had enough hate for one trip.
Wrap up warm.
I want to join in the celebrations. Earlier in the week, I doubted tonight would even go ahead.
Hello. Hey, how you doing? You okay?
Inside, I'm amazed to see Daria and her girlfriend finally attending this year's Queer Fest.
You seem in good spirits then. Are you guys up for a good night tonight? Are you looking forward to the end of Queer Fest?
Да, наконец-то завершается, и, собственно, это хотя бы хоть какой-то шанс того, что никого больше не побьют и не убьют. Да, это радует.
Well, it's incredibly brave of you to even come to this event. So you deserve a good night. I hope you have one.
Несмотря на все, что происходит, отбились.
И поздравляю всех с успешным проведением Квир-феста.
I can't leave without saying bye to Alfred. He made this happen because he refused to give in.
Come in. I can show the shot now.
I'm leaving St. Petersburg with mixed feelings. Russia's going backwards, not forwards, when it comes to gay rights.
But the one thing that I think I'm walking away with more than anything is that there is a gay community here that, regardless of what the homophobic groups believe or whatever the orthodox groups believe, they are going to continue to fight. Some people are leaving, but a lot of people are willing to stay here and fight, regardless of the conditions or, more importantly, the laws.
Welcome to Russia.
That's how cold it is, look.
The largest country on Earth and home to nearly 150 million people.
Growing up as a kid in the 80s in London, Russia was painted as this weird, big baddie.
Now with Vladimir Putin well into his third term as president, it's starting to feel like that again.
Pro-Russian rebels in eastern Ukraine.
Vladimir Putin has ignored the dark warnings from the West.
There's going to have to be a very different relationship between Britain and Russia.
The West has imposed tough sanctions against Russia.
Russia is responsible for the violence.
And relations are the frostiest since the Cold War. So I'm here to find out why so many young people are rallying around the flag. In Moscow, nationalism is on the march. And led by a president busy flexing his muscles on the world stage.
Look at that, literally rings with Putin's face on. That's incredible.
Russian pride is at an all-time high.
Будь то мужчина, будь то женщина, греческий родина мать зовет.
But there's a darker side to Russian nationalism, much darker.
I think I'm the only black man in Red Square right now.
I've gained unique access to some of Russia's most high-profile ultra-nationalists.
They killed people. They cut for some people heads and put it into their refrigerators.
To discover what some young people think it means to be a true Russian.
This one is masterpiece.
And to find out what happens when you love your country too much.
I think you should be scared.
I've come to Moscow, the second biggest city in Europe and the political heart of Russia.
When you think of Moscow, you sort of imagine snow, cold, big fluffy hats. See, I was expecting the cold, but when you feel it, you realise what the cold actually is.
Relations between the Kremlin and the West are at their worst since the collapse of the Iron Curtain. Economic sanctions have hit the economy hard, and anti-Western feeling is high. But despite all this, here in Russia, Putin has almost a 90% approval rating, making him one of the most popular leaders in the world.
I'm not entirely sure if I'd pick a Putin mug. There's even Putin Russia dolls. Look at that.
And many young people are finding their voice, rallying around the president and the flag as a way of fighting back against the West.
Every garment has a political message.
The fashion show is hosted by SET, a movement of young creatives who are using their unique talents to showcase Russia on the world stage. And yes, that is Putin's face plastered on almost every garment.
А изделия, которые будут прославлять великую и уникальную российскую культуру для всего мира.
The place is packed with trendy young hipsters, but they're here for politics as well as fashion.
Я думаю, что наконец-то появились такие шоу, это супер, это классно. Потому что действительно Америка, Европа, все оттуда. Очень хочется чего-то своего, чего-то настоящего, русского.
SET are one of the fastest growing youth organizations in Russia, and their propaganda is making politics cool. I've been invited back to their head office in the center of the city, and I'm keen to find out more about them.
Hello. Hey, how you doing? Hi, I'm Rich.
I was waiting for you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
My name is Anna.
Hello, Anna. Lovely to meet you. Lovely to meet you. So this is your offices.
Yes, this is set. I'm sure you will love it.
There seems to be quite a lot of pictures of Putin here.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because we love our government and everything that's done right. And all is inspired by the new Russia.
The new Russia? What's the new Russia then?
The new Russia, it's the Russia with Putin in power. All people are here very patriotic. They love their country and they're proud of doing something which reflects the country history, the country's values, and it is supported all around the country and also around the world.
SET has 11 offices in major cities across Russia, and thousands of young people have been recruited to their cause.
I take it you're a big fan of Putin. I mean, he's on your T-shirt.
Yeah.
Do you have a tattoo? No. Why is it that I literally can't go 5 steps without seeing a picture of Putin in this office?
Because he is our leader. He is not a political construction like President Obama or David Cameron. Vladimir Putin thinks in another level.
Could you explain the images here of Putin with animals? Why are there so many images of him with different animals all in one place?
Скорее, животные его люди. Они чувствуют, что человек сильный, добрый и открытый, не фальшивый. Истинный, настоящий.
To me, the way they portray Putin seems pretty weird. It's almost like a form of worship. But they seem to see him not just as a man, but as a concept, used to promote Russian strength and attitude.
Как видно, карта Россия и как наш президент строит страну. Строит именно.
This just gets weirder and weirder.
There's even a card game where Putin is the hero. And guess who the baddies are?
Is that supposed to be David Cameron?
Этот человек может быть похож на Дэвида Кэмерона, носить нагрудный знак Великобритании, но в моих картах это не Дэвид Кэмерон. Все совпадения случайные.
I don't know if I believe that, but whatever.
In Russia, loving your country and your president is actively encouraged. The views I'm hearing are fast becoming mainstream.
It seems as though there is this idea that he is a loved man by everyone in the country, even the animals. Where does that idea come from?
That's the reality, that's not the idea. That's actually how it is.
Do you think it's strange that I'm surprised, or should I not be surprised?
That's strange that you're surprised, because I think it's normal.
It's amazing to see the facilities that you've got. You've got plasmas everywhere. You've got, you've got editing suites. You've got photo studios. It's amazing. But what is the real reason behind what it is you do?
We have very interesting purposes of creating world leaders, and I think we're starting to succeed in it.
And do you think that world leaders will come out of this group?
I'm sure. I hope I will be one of them in the fashion industry.
Art and propaganda have always gone hand in hand in Russia. But in the 21st century, it's not just traditional methods that young people are using to portray ideas. Russians are more active on social media than almost any other country in the world. And today, I'm crashing the photo shoot of a young nationalist who's using just that to spread her political agenda.
Why is she got an axe? I don't know whether to say hello or run away. Each to their own.
Nationalists like 19-year-old Masha believe traditional Russian values are under threat. Her day job is working for Putin's ruling party in Russia's parliament, and I'm wondering if that's where she borrowed her prop collection.
Now, I know quite a lot of people that work in fashion, and I can honestly say that I've never seen one of these at a photo shoot. How does this fit into what you're shooting?
Ну, автомат идет в комплекте с костюмом ополчения. Будь то мужчина, будь то женщина, фактически Родина-мать зовет.
Right, okay. Well, are you going to change to something else then? Do you want to get another outfit on?
Может быть, вы подскажете, какой вам интересней?
You got to go for the gun. Come on, let's get the camo on, love. Let's go for it. Come on.
Okay.
Brilliant. This is a term for the books, isn't it? I just didn't think there'd be bloody axes and guns.
But behind the cheesy props, there's a serious message. Masha uses social media to promote her ideas of a stronger Russia to a worldwide audience and has become something of an internet star. She believes her images will unite Russians against the great enemy.
Запад сознательно развалил большую страну. Я хочу донести людям, что русским быть не стыдно.
What made you start taking pictures of yourself in several different outfits and putting them on social networks?
Я считаю себя человеком, который любит родину. Я считаю себя националистом. В принципе, через социальные сети, через сеть интернет можно как-то влиять на сознание людей и прививать любовь к русскому. Каждый делает все, что может. Я могу сделать это, почему бы нет?
Masha hopes her online persona can help start a movement to reunite all former republics of the Soviet Union into one country again.
Вот, наверное, самое наглядное, как будет объяснить, вот Россия, да? Вот мы хотим видеть Россию вот такой вот.
So essentially, you mean returning to the Soviet Union? Is that what you mean?
Ну да, это одна из целей. Время собирать Русь.
Despite what our governments might think, Masha sees Putin's invasion of the Crimea and the support for Ukrainian rebels as steps towards returning Russia to its former glory. When the Soviet Union broke up in 1991, one country became 15 separate states, and countries like Russia, Ukraine, and Uzbekistan came into being. But Russia's economy was always the strongest, and thousands of people from the poorer new countries surrounding it flooded in search of work. There's now around 11 million immigrants living in Russia, and just like everywhere else in the world, they're an easy scapegoat, even though many once lived in the same country. More than half of Russians now hold anti-immigration views, and police keep close tabs on anyone whose face doesn't fit.
I'm outside this busy rail station, and it's really interesting because there are quite a lot of police. They're definitely making their presence felt because they seem to only be stopping what are quite obviously immigrants. Fuck. There you go. And the last guy they picked up, he is now getting thrown in the back of the meat wagon. It's really happening, and it's happening right here. I'm getting a taste of what it might actually be like to be an immigrant here in Moscow.
But it's not just the police most immigrants are scared of. After the Soviet Union collapsed, numerous ultra-nationalist groups sprang up to protect against what they saw as a foreign invasion. And for years, this man, Dmitry Domushkin, has been at their center. He once led the Slavic Union, a group of over 25,000 neo-Nazis which Putin shut down for being too extreme. He now leads another nationalist group called simply the Russians. They're taking to the streets tomorrow, and I want to be there. One of their members has uploaded a video to rally the troops.
4 ноября, в День народного единства, в Москве и по всей России от Камчатки до Калининграда пройдет 10-й юбилейный русский марш. А цель у нас одна – отстаивание интересов коренного населения России. Ибо пиздеть в интернете и плодить ботов – это дело одно, а вывести на гражданскую акцию сторонников своей точки зрения – дело уже совершенно другое.
The guy's name is Vadim. I've tracked him down, and after delicate negotiations, he's agreed to meet me on the march. Vadim's my way into the group, and hopefully its leader, Domushkin.
This march, on the face of it, it sort of seems like the sort of thing that I should be the last person attending. You know what I mean? I'm in the middle of Moscow. I'm going to a march on nationalism, and I've got a feeling there aren't going to be many other black guys there with cap and crews, so I might stand out just a little bit. I'm very aware that there is no way of knowing what I'm walking into, and that makes me feel uneasy.
Мы сильны, пока мы вместе. Пора бы это уже, блядь, наконец понять.
It's the day of the march, and to be completely honest, I'm not entirely sure what to expect. 10 years ago, Putin himself started this march to celebrate Russian unity, but the ultra-nationalists quickly hijacked him. They're marching in Lublino, a working-class suburb in the south of the city and a nationalist heartland.
Whoa. Yeah, you can see packs of people congregating in different places. It feels like we're right at the beginnings of it all. Look at that. Just across the street, there are buses and buses full of coppers. They're absolutely packed.
In the past, the march has turned violent. So this year, the authorities aren't taking any chances. They flooded the area with police. And like at all public gatherings here, they're making everyone walk through metal detectors.
Microphone.
Проходим. Кто прошел металлодетектор, проходим внутрь.
I can't seem to find Vadim, but loads of people are taking an interest in me.
It seems like every time I turn around, there's a different camera being pointed in my face, either it's a photographer or one of these professional-looking news crews.
Then a young journalist tells me why. My face is all over Russian social media.
All Russian Twitter only talking about you.
Oh, really?
Really?
What do they say? Can I see?
1 second.
Apparently I've gone viral. Lots of people on Twitter are talking about the stupid black guy that's here. Look, let's have a look.
No.
There's a picture of me here. What are they saying? What's the comment?
That you very brave man.
You look worried for me.
A little bit. Some of that people are very aggressive, angry, and so on. The real Nazi, they kill people, or their friends kill people. They cut for some people heads and put it into their refrigerators. That people, those friends kill people, really. I think you should be scared.
Русские вперед! Русские вперед! Русские вперед! Русские вперед!
The demonstration is a magnet for many different groups, but they all have one thing in common, a belief in Russian supremacy.
Suddenly being in a mix just changes things massively. You know, the dynamic is really different because you can really feel and hear just how passionate people are. There's a massive pack of young guys in the centre of the march. They all seem to be covering their faces now.
The atmosphere is changing fast, and I need to find Vadim as quickly as possible. He's my only contact with these extremists, and I've got a feeling I might need his protection. Then, suddenly, I spot him.
I'm pretty sure that's Vadim. Oh, there. Vadim?
Huh?
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Whoa, that's Viking-like. How you doing?
Fine, thanks.
Already it seems as though lots of people are taking an interest in myself, because quite obviously I'm not from Russia. How do you think I'm going to be received today?
We guarantee you that there will be no any problems. Of course, maybe you will catch some interested sites on you, but not more.
You sure? You sure about that? You don't seem so sure.
I'm not so sure.
You're not so sure. You're not so sure.
I'm sticking to Vadim like glue, and he agrees to take me into the heart of the march. But then I see Dmitry Domushkin, the nationalist leader, and it seems he's just as eager to talk to me.
Как ваше здоровье? Вы поправились? Все хорошо у вас?
How's your health? Are you doing fine?
My health is good. I'm alive and well and being looked after.
Ну вот видите,
Жив-здоров.
собралось сколько русских националистов, и никто никому не угрожает, все тихо, спокойно, все отлично, все окей. Видите, ходят нормально, человек говорит, людоеды, нацисты, ничего такого нет.
All right, okay. So I think I've become part of the broadcast and part of the march suddenly as well. We're, as you can see, surrounded by cameras. And Dmitry has decided to make a point of the fact that I'm here because me being here says that this is a friendly march.
Ну что, чуть-чуть отойдем, да? Да, там двигаемся.
Well, this has taken a massive turn. I suddenly feel really uncomfortable. We've been hijacked.
It's dawned on me why they've let me come here. Domushkin's keen to get into mainstream politics. Social media is such an effective propaganda tool. Being seen with a black guy is going to do wonders for the illusion of tolerance.
Vadim, how's it going? What are you doing? You taking pictures and putting them online? Did you think that he was going to try and get me on camera then?
That's okay. Of course, it is for people who doesn't know you. It is a strange situation when Russian nationalists is communicating with black men on the Russian march. Of course, they were surprised. We will, among our media, we will show this picture like we are friends for everyone. And we do not blame people of other nations.
If Vadim wants me here to show how tolerant nationalists are, it's clear the message hasn't got through to everyone.
The fascist side of this nationalist pack is coming out. The most scary thing about it is just how young they are. We're sort of walking through an incredibly residential area, and if you are an immigrant staying in one of these flats and you hear this, how does that make you feel? How part of this country do you feel? How safe do you feel?
Obviously not nice comments. Obviously not nice comments about something about banana.
Wow. If these signs are anything to go by, it's all to do with Asian men and women and Islam. Because they've basically got a three-headed monster made up of what looks like Islamic men. It's just ridiculous. So there's another column here, and those flags actually really look like swastikas. Do you mind, Stevie? Do you mind being on camera? Do you mind talk to you? Yeah?
What do you want?
What
do you want to know?
Okay, what's your reason for being here today? You can answer in Russian. Okay, should we get going? Let's...
Передайте, что я лично поддерживаю, когда куклу-склоны, их понимаю.
Барри on the cross!
Америка хуй пошли.
Jesus.
I fuck your mother. Fuck your mother.
After about 2 hours, the march comes to an end, and the crowds quickly break up. Around 20 people have been arrested for expressing extreme right-wing views. The rest return to their everyday lives. Not far from where the march finished is a place where many of the extreme nationalists like to hang out.
Dmitry and Vadim have asked me to meet them at this little, what looks like a community centre, really. I don't know exactly what I'm walking into, but he's demanded that I join him and that I have a chat with him here. There's Vad. You all right? How you doing? Where's Dmitry? Is he inside?
I think he was inside.
All right. You joining us? Should we head in? Cheers, man. Hey, there he is. How you doing?
Dmitry says he's changed since his days in the Slavic Union. He's got mainstream political ambitions and is keen to show a softer side.
Надян, можно побольше чая уже?
On the march that you organised, I heard people chanting Russia for Russians and keep Russia white. Were you aware of that sort of chant happening?
Конечно, мы к этому относимся отрицательно, потому что это мешает нам именно нашей работе, а не помогает. Но есть все равно такая молодежь, которая всегда будет радикальнее всех.
So what's your point of view on the way that the country's being run then?
Сегодня в миграционной политике у нас царит полный беспредел. Миллионы неконтролируемых мигрантов переселяются как внутри страны, так и за ее пределов, чья культура, самобытность и так далее чужда. Мы выступаем против, например, исламизации исконно славянских территорий. Это, по-моему, нормальное требование.
Vadim, why are you filming?
Just because it's rather interesting for our viewers.
It's funny, during the march you actually made a point of my presence by sort of showing me off to the press. Why was that?
Вы знаете, постоянно журналисты наши российские позиционируют марш, выдергивая отдельные кадры радикалов и показывают, что туда нельзя ходить обычным людям, там именно вот такие людоеды ходят. Ну, в целом идут-то все, вот даже афроамериканцы, видите.
You do realize I'm not African American, don't you?
А кто?
Afro-English.
Правильно, да.
No, Afro-English, I'm British.
Говорит, я англичанин.
Ну, окей, отлично.
Yeah? Why did you think I was African American?
Не, ну у нас это самое, у нас считается слово негр оскорбительным, я слышал, и вот говорят афроамериканец вроде как, это привычное такое выражение, ну, из Англии, значит, да, English.
Дабы быть более политкорректным по возможности.
Да.
Мы же не знаем конкретно твоих корней происхождения, поэтому Дмитрий просто сделал предположение.
У нас вместо негра говорят афроамериканец, когда хотят вот сказать, не обидев никого. Но это не свойственно, но его появление это было лучшая реклама толерантности русского марша. Я давно хотел заплатить кому-нибудь и привезти, вот здесь бесплатно получилось.
Glad I could help. Vadim, it seems that you've already put up that video of our conversation.
Oh, that was just a private message. I didn't show it on...
So you've not put it on Facebook, no?
No.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Pretty sure I saw you put it on Russian Facebook.
Yeah.
Конечно, мы будем показывать, что мы не людоеды, что мы мирные нормальные люди. Вот. И будем фоткаться и сниматься с вами, а вечером пойдем есть детей.
So what exactly does it mean to be a nationalist today then?
Любить свой народ. Все.
And who are your people exactly?
Русские.
It's been a long and stressful day. I'm not sure what to make of Domoshkin, but meeting him has only strengthened my determination to find out more about his extreme form of nationalism. Most of the 11 million immigrants living in Russia are from the Muslim republics of Central Asia, which used to be part of the old Soviet Union. These are the people Domishkin has a real problem with. I've arranged to meet Omar. He runs a popular blog detailing many of the issues that immigrants like him have to deal with living in Russia.
Вся черная работа на мигрантах, вся самая тяжелая работа на мигрантах. Ну, можно сказать, мигранты строят эти большие громадные здания, а потом это все преподносится как торжество технологий.
So why is it the migrants and not Russian natives that are making these incredible buildings that are changing the face of Moscow then?
Русским, россиянам оплачивают больше, чем на 50%. То есть мигранты – это дешевая сила. А когда уже построено несколько этажей, их заселяют в одну из комнат, которые там, и там они живут зимой и летом, пока не достроят здание.
Although immigrants from these countries don't need visas to come here, they do need work permits. But more than 4 million don't have these and are working illegally.
So on a site like this then, how many people would be illegal versus the people that have the right to be?
Насколько я знаю, насколько понимаю, вернее, 80%.
Russia has the second largest immigrant population in the world. And this is causing huge resentment among many native Russians.
Люди видят и корчат гримасы. На лице ненависть видна. В магазинах могут не обслуживать, могут высадить с общественного транспорта. Поэтому отношение портится. И когда дойдет уже до точки кипения, никто уже не станет терпеть ни с одной, ни с другой стороны. Это однозначно.
Omar wants me to meet Ibrahim.
Reggie.
Hello, nice to meet Reggie. Ibrahim, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Do you want to get something to drink? Great.
He came to Russia from Uzbekistan in 2009, hoping for a better life. Instead, he was brutally attacked by extreme nationalists.
В таком ярости были, они готовы были убивать вообще. Я не пойму, как это, и у меня печенью, то есть, да, убежать от них, мы пытались убежать, я говорю, давайте стойте, зачем это? Но нет, да, они в таком ярости были, готовы убивать, я вообще в шоке был, то есть в такой момент не знал, что это, с нами были маленькие дети, ребята, то есть я сказал, бегите сразу. Они убежали, несмотря на то, что они маленькие, им тоже наносил удар, то есть, да.
Why do you think they attacked you? What was their reason? What was their motivation?
Главная мысль была, и они это выражали, то есть, да, чурки, не чурки, вот такие слова, то есть, да, националистические слова были высказаны. Самое интересное, что ожидало, оказывается, меня в больнице, то есть, да, доктор меня как только увидел, то есть, да, то, что я не русский, то есть, да, говорит, дайте ему иголку и нитку, пускай сам зашьет. Всем здесь плевать, грубо говоря, плевать на мигрантов. Мигрант умирает, никто не будет обращаться на это внимание.
По моему личному опыту и по опыту людей, с которыми я плотно работаю и общаюсь, такие сообщения бывают очень часто. И тенденции на спад никакой нету. Наоборот, тенденция на вырост, так скажем.
There's no reliable figures on how many migrants are attacked, as most go unreported. But online, ultra-nationalist groups share trophy videos on social media sites, showcasing their absolute hatred for anyone who isn't Russian. I've arranged to meet members of one of the most notorious of these gangs, Restruct.
Hello, Alexis?
Hello.
Alexei. How you doing? Reggie, nice to meet you. Lisa?
Hello, yes.
Hello, good to meet you both. Good to meet you. Shall we,
Let's go.
So how old are you guys then?
1724.
Quite young.
Yeah.
I'm a bit surprised at your age that you're so sure about how you feel in terms of nationalism, etc. I mean, is that common for people of your age?
No, not often, because a lot of them are afraid, maybe.
Was you at 17 just as confident about your views?
Ну, да, конечно. То есть я придерживался всегда каких-то националистических взглядов, но дальше больше национализм перерос в национал-социализм.
For Alexei and Lisa, nationalism is not just a mindset, it's a way of life, including what they wear.
Okay, I have a lot of clothes of Rusic. В них есть символы, которые как-то связываются с предками, которые несут в себе вот эту вот память о предках. Чувствую себя частью своей семьи. Семья, которая носит одну идею.
Surrounded by nationalist symbolism and even allusions to Nazism, it's scary that people so young want to be part of this family.
Alex, I exercise, and when I take my coat off, I don't look like you.
По-моему, тоже неплохо.
Fair enough. So how exactly did this all begin for you? I mean, where did these feelings come from?
Как-то однажды я, не знаю, в юности прочитал фразу «Человек, не имеющий национального самосознания, есть навоз, на котором произрастают другие народы».
And why is it so important to you then to be proud of being Russian and be proud of where you're from?
Ну, потому что русский был когда-то сильный народ, и я чту своих предков, люблю эту землю и горжусь своим народом.
What would you like Russia to be like then? What's your Russian future if you were given the choice?
Белый, здоровый и трезвый. Русские.
Well, not everyone is exactly comfortable with your point of view. I mean, have you ever got in trouble for your views?
То есть меня обвиняют в том, что я напала на мужчину, избила его, украла его имущество, потом затащила в машину и где-то в лесу его скинула. Да, мне нельзя покидать пределы России, а тем более нельзя покидать пределы Москвы.
You're not allowed to leave Russia?
Москву, территорию Москвы. Вообще. России тем более.
That night, Alexei and Lisa invite me to a boxing match organized by their nationalist friends. But what they stand for is really playing on my mind.
It's really loud in there, I can barely hear. A little earlier on, you spoke about your dream Russia being white, being nationalist, and people being proud of traditional values. If you were to move to another country, do you think you'll be able to live in a place that feels quite the opposite of that?
Нет, неважно, это в Англии, в России, еще где-то. То есть белый человек должен оставаться белым. Ну, я против того, чтобы, например, было смешение кровей.
Well, my grandfather's an Englishman. He's a white guy. And my family have been mixing for generations, blacks and whites.
Так, нет, его родители, дедушка тоже темный, да? То есть...
Дедушка его британец.
Британец, то есть он светлый, да?
Белый, да.
Так, я понял.
А другая половина, то есть он метис.
Я сказал, я отрицательно отношусь к смешению крови, то есть, ну, это неправильно. Если нельзя стирать белые вещи вместе с цветными, если так будет понятно. Но это неправильно. Это как среди животных. То есть, чтобы вывести достойную породу, необходимо взять две качественные, ну, там, самца и самку, да, то есть их спарить, и, соответственно, получится, если происходит какое-то смешение, допустим, обычно шавка и там какой-нибудь доберман кровей, ну, получится непонятно что, да.
So does that make me a Mongol then?
То есть, в принципе, да, возможно, он там, ну, нормально, все хорошо. Вот, это может проявиться в дальнейшем у следующего поколения, там, через поколение как-то. То есть могут родиться уроды, еще что-то. Если бы брак был чистым, ну, смешение произошло чисто, то это вряд ли возможно.
So my children are at risk of diseases and abnormalities.
Да, безусловно.
Okay. All right, well, should we go back in and see if we can catch the fight?
Да, да.
Yeah?
You know what? I'm gonna pop outside, all right? I'm gonna shoot off.
I don't think I could stay in there for much longer, if I'm totally honest. That ignorance was just making me struggle with continuing to communicate with someone so backwards. They're fighting for a Russia that they deem to be pure, and that isn't about lifestyle, it's about colour. Being in Russia is, to be really honest with you, tough. Because this is a place that isn't used to people that look like me. And it's really starting to wear on me.
The past few days have led me to a much darker version of nationalism than I expected. And as one of Russia's most high-profile nationalists, I feel I've got to challenge Domoshkin on what I've seen. But to get to him, I'm going to have to go through Vadim.
Are you all right?
Huh?
Are you all right?
Yeah, of course.
You've been very quiet for the last 20 minutes or so.
I was never any noisy or something. Come on, sir.
They've used me, now I'm gonna use them. Even if it means spending more time with someone I don't trust.
Be my guest. Thank you. Come on. That's it.
This is your room?
Yeah.
See? Holy cow, what's all this here?
That's my little hobby.
It's more than a little one. Let me put my gloves down. It's more than. In fact, I should probably put my gloves on so I don't leave any prints.
You notice knives. You didn't notice this.
Holy shit. Are they real guns?
No, BBs.
Can you understand why I'd be really surprised that you have this many weapons? I mean, why do you need a butterfly knife?
It's not a butterfly.
What kind of knife is this?
That's just a simple pocket knife. Nothing special.
Jesus. Having so many knives to me.
For EDC, everyday carry, I have much more smaller knife.
So you have that in your pocket at all times?
Every day. You know, you wake up in the morning and you get used to take shower or clean your teeth. And I get used to take a knife with me. You're sitting in the office and someone has a birthday, he brought cake, and someone has to slice it. And the practice shows that among 15 men in my office, nobody has knife. And they every time ask me, Vadim, do you have a knife? So, what a stupid question, of course I have a knife. That's it. I think knives are one of the most beautiful human creations. This one is a masterpiece. It's completely legal in Russia, and it's strong and useful.
What would you use it for?
This is best combat knife ever. These knives we are training in rubber on a training.
Training?
Knife fight.
I am knife fighter instructor.
Don't be scared. Right, okay. All right, so you collect these and you train. And have you ever had to use your knife in an emergency on the street?
Never. And even I would never talk about it. That's forbidden question. I'm sorry.
Forbidden where?
Everywhere. You have no right to answer it, and you must to ask not to ask it.
So if you have used your knife, you would never talk about it?
Yes, of course.
Have you used your knife?
Never. In wrong cases, never.
Vadim has invited me to a club, a knife fighting club, and we're meeting his mates in the metro.
Ори больше, guys. Познакомьтесь, Реджи, журналист телеканала BBC 3 с командой продолжает съемки о нас после русского марша. Сегодня будут присутствовать у нас на тренировке.
It was only later I found out that Vadim was trying to censor his friends.
Тихо, тихо, тихо. У меня присобачен микрофон, поэтому давай без экстремизма.
And keep a lid on what many obviously felt about me being there.
Маш, можно тебя на секундочку? Маш, давай все хихоньки-хахоньки, но потом надо показать себя человеческим образом. Как мог вытягивал имидж русского национализма, чтобы показать его с человеческим лицом? Давай не будем портить общую картину, хорошо? Да. Тихо, у меня прослушка вот здесь. Ты же давай просто. Ну, блин, у меня микрофон, все пишется, давай без этого все. Окей, guys. Фу, блин, ребят, пойдем.
If I'd have known what he was saying at the time, I'd have been far more wary about joining the fight club.
Так, идите дорогу знаете, я к негру прилипну. Дмитрий Николаевич, мы приехали, мы вышли из метро, мы идем. Все, давай.
I'm nervous enough as it is, but then Domashkin shows up and it becomes clear he is the one leading the training.
Смотрите, первое. Какой телеканал?
BBC 3.
Англия, да, или куда? Да. Короче, ребят, это лучшая реклама нашей толерантности, спокойствия. Вот. На улице попробую нож отнять. Видите? Куда бы он его не достал, все равно он проиграет. То есть я могу ударить 2 раза. Можно поставить блок? Смотрите, вот нож. Можно поставить блок? Я вобью туда нож ему по рукоять вместе с блоком. Смотрите, вот даже без ножа человек подходит к вам, люди стоят, беседуют, внезапно удар идет. Да? Либо это самое там. Сразу бейте. Даже если не попали в пах, все равно рефлекс заставит его руки опустить. Опустил руки вниз, блядь, и дайте челюсть сразу после этого.
Coming from London, where knife crime is such a problem, it's really shocking here that they're actually teaching kids how to use them.
How old are you?
14.
Nice to meet you. You're 14?
Yeah.
Wow. 14? I mean, you're much younger than I thought. What's your reason for joining this class?
Ну, вы не живете в России, вам сложно будет понять. Ну, много опасностей. У нас иммигрантов много очень. Нелегальных, легальных. Ну, то есть я вон весь в шрамах, я как бы. Это я на улице кипятком объявил.
Wow. And was this guy an immigrant?
Нет, с русским парнем. Okay.
You want to go back? Okay, thanks. Nice to meet you. There was a kid I just met who was 14 years old.
14?
14, yeah. What's the minimum age you can allow to join the club?
14 years old. Why not?
Пойдемте, я вам покажу одно упражнение.
You want me up? Do I need this? Here we go. And he's got his guy filming it for his website or YouTube or something.
То есть вам надо просто меня схватить за руку. Вот этой рукой. Нет, вот. Сильно. Сильно. Видите, держит. Видите, не держит. Возьмите. Сильнее. Сильнее там. Видите? Это бывает, когда в конфликте вдруг нож достали и нож схватили. Освобождение от захвата происходит удар.
Have you ever been attacked before then?
Дважды. Один раз защищал девушку, а второй раз меня выстрелили из пистолета. Мне пришлось резать людей.
And who was it that was attacking you then?
Выходцы из Дагестана. Выходцы из Дагестана. Выходцы из Дагестана. Пять человек. Five.
Five of them. And how did you survive that attack?
И как вы выжили? Я победил.
They're only using rubber knives, but these guys look like they know exactly what it takes to inflict serious damage on someone. And with knife attacks on immigrants going up, I can't help but feel this kind of training is doing nothing to make the situation any better. But it's not just economic migrants who are in danger. Francis, a political refugee from the Democratic Republic of Congo, was welcomed by Russia, but attacked simply because his face doesn't fit.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Francis.
Hey.
Hello, pleasure to meet you. How you doing?
Okay, thank you.
Nice to meet you, nice to meet you. Can I grab a seat here?
Yeah, of course.
Sure. So what's the story? What happened, Francis?
I was going to take the bus to go home, and I saw three guys. And they called me nigger. Come here. I came, and I said, my name is Francis. Don't call me nigger. He said it again, nigger. Can you take a picture of you and my friend? I said, please, my name is Francis. Don't call me nigger. Okay. They took pictures, and after they said to me, nigger, come here. And said to me, man, you are nigger, but you dress well. And at that moment, he got a big knife, like this. He said to me, give me your kotka. I said, I can't, it's very cold, please. No. At that time, they began to kick me. That man is big, very big. He put the sword to my body. He opened like a pig, my body. I've got a scar here, till here. And began to kick me. They kicked me. I was... And I wake up to the hospital.
I'm so sorry to hear what you've experienced. Why do you think that they have such an issue with immigrants such as yourself?
I don't know. We are the same, you see. The difference is only in the color of our skin. We are also human beings. I don't understand nationalists because to hate immigrants, I don't understand what kind of behavior. Strange, very strange.
When you hear something like Francis' story and you've experienced the knife fighting club like I have, there's a horrible connection between the two. Dimitri is a man leading a whole heap of nationalist men and women. And if it is extreme nationalists who are attacking people like Francis, if Dimitri isn't stopping it and stopping that sort of activity, he's partly responsible.
I'm leaving Moscow tomorrow, but the extra time I've spent with Vadim's paid off. Dumashkins agreed to meet for one final chat.
The knife fighting part of what it means to be a nationalist, in your eyes anyway, seems to be quite a big thing. It seems to be quite important to you and what you stand for. I mean, you've got a knife on your T-shirt today, you lead this knife fighting club as well, and I've met immigrants who have been attacked by nationalists and nearly died.
Вы могли повстречаться с кучей мигрантов, которые участвовали в этих ножевых атаках на коренное население. Я вам скажу, что официально в самый рассвет ксенофобии в России правозащитники фиксировали до 40 убийств в год на национальной почве. Могу показать тысячи убийств, где мигранты совершают убийства.
Regardless of what the immigrants are doing, you're essentially the head of the nationalist movement. You're a figurehead, you're a face for it. Can you not see that there is some sort of responsibility that you should take?
Но, честно сказать, меня не очень волнует судьба мигрантов, потому что, вы знаете, это вот, если вы держите приют для собак, это не означает, что вы ненавидите кошек. Это означает, что вы занимаетесь проблемами русских, а не проблемами мигрантов. Почему нас постоянно загоняют в плоскость, а что будет с мигрантами? Да ничего, пусть этим занимаются, кому это интересно. Татьяна, можно чайку? Большую, давайте, я выпью.
So do you think that you'll be the leader of the nationalists forever? I mean, is this something that you see yourself doing until you're an old man?
Мое будущее я вижу в двух плоскостях. Либо я буду сидеть в Кремле, либо в тюрьме.
All right, look, thank you for talking to me again. All right.
Все, значит, съемки фильма закончились, да?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Take care. Thanks.
Не понравится фильм, пришлем киллера в Англию.
Nationalism has always been strong in Russia, and the extremists only really occupied the fringes. But now, with polls suggesting that around 80% of Muscovites favor the deportation of immigrant workers, this may be changing. And with the far right gaining ground not just in Russia, but across Europe, what Domashkin stands for may worryingly become closer to the mainstream.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with being proud of who you are and where you come from. There's nothing wrong with being proud of your heritage and your culture. I think the problem with nationalism is that there is a massive dark side to it. There is a lot of people that I've met who aren't necessarily just proud of who they are, but they also feel that the land that they're from should belong to just them. And what that is causing is a scary reaction to anybody that isn't Russian.